That was, as Chille referred to it, a travesty of justice that we all just saw. So I'm going to wait for a few guys to get in here before I start talking about what went down. So, yeah, today was the day of the court case that Chille had for his restraining orders. Now, unsurprisingly, I think to approximately everybody that has more than 2 brain cells, which of course rules Chille and his followers out, Chille lost. Good job, Chillito. Now, me being the ever supportive person that I am, I decided to send a brief email to Chille with support. It went to the effect of, nice try, maybe learn how to read the law and you might have a better chance the next time. Now, sorry if my sound isn't great. I don't obviously have my microphone or anything with me here today. Just got the bare minimums. So, yeah, Chille got super triggered in court. It was amazing. AFA, the attorney here, I gotta say, AFA killed it. He did a great job. He did a great job, and Kate did an incredible job as well. It was really, really, really well done by everybody, I think, except for Chille, obviously. So obviously there's no recording that I have of the court because, you know, naturally enough, the judge pointed out that that wouldn't be legal. But I was taking notes the whole time, and I will go through those in a little bit more detail, probably in a created video once I get home next week. Obviously it'll be well covered by then, but I'll try to do my best for that. So how it all started out, Chille came in and gave his sob story. You've all heard it a million times, so there's no point in kind of going over that anymore. He he started off by, you know, saying that they were threatening him and that they had a troll farm and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. And basically, he started to get triggered almost immediately. And he was kind of condescending to the judge, and he was trying to tell the judge that it was a travesty of justice if she wouldn't hear his affidavits that were after being brought in by one of his supporters. Crispy Critter on his channel just said, I was brought here by Irish Demon. How long till that gets deleted? Anyway, delete laws, more like delete comments. Chille's high school wrestling coach super chatted on his channel $5 saying, lost again? Oh man, he's never going to hear the end of this. Because as Kate said in a live stream not so long ago, if it was a case where he just kept his mouth shut and did what he wanted to do, then there wouldn't be much fallout from it, really, would there? But no, he couldn't do that, could he? Now, he was melting down the whole way through. It was really, really funny because when Josh and Kate were giving their evidence, he was in the background like... And multiple times the judge had to tell him to be quiet. She gave him a final warning saying that he had to be quiet. Yeah, it pretty much went as we've all seen it. Bridget Divide just commented on his video, constitutional law scholar loses again. Shocker. Absolutely. So, yeah, just while we're waiting for a few more people to get in here, obviously I'm here in the US at the moment. Man, I had a weird night last night. I am pretty sure, and this might sound a bit outlandish, that I'm pretty sure I was spiked last night. I'm pretty sure my drink was spiked last night. I was really violently sick last night and yeah, had a lot of bad experiences. Arash T for $10, thank you so much, says, made my day. Welcome Irish to the US of A. Enjoy your time, brother. Thank you so much indeed. No, I've been having a great time here. It's an amazing place. It really, really is. And it's incredible for me to have the opportunity to be here. My mom says, hi son, miss you too, mama. But yeah, last night I had a weird experience, but I'll get into that at another time. But I had a great time here yesterday, walking around Cincinnati, checking all that out. And we're going to be hitting the road in a couple of days. And that's where the real action is going to start taking off. So, you know, we'll be doing some very interesting things. So obviously I don't have my computer. Well, I do have my computer, my MacBook. And yeah, I broke the screen, basically. I don't know what happened to it, but when I opened the screen, it just made a pop noise and it broke. So yeah, that's the end of my MacBook. So that kind of destroyed my streaming opportunities for while I'm here, essentially. But anyway, back to the court case. So, first and foremost, he gave his side of the story that you've all heard a million times, the whole crap about, like, you know, they're stalking me, she has a troll farm, yada, yada, yada. And the judge, on a number of occasions, and I have notes written down, but again, I'll kind of get back to that at another time. On a number of occasions, she had to kind of stop him from talking, basically, and had to ask him what the relevance of certain things that he was saying was. And obviously there was no relevance to a lot of what he was saying. Most of it, for the most part, was him saying that some nasty people say naughty words on the internet because Kate and AFA don't like me. That's basically what it all boiled down to. That don't fly in court. That's just the way it is. I get trolls every single day. I get emails, I get, you know, comments, all that kind of stuff every single day. AK Lady, welcome to the Demon Army. Thank you so much. I get comments and trolls every single day. And I could blame Chille for that. I could blame whoever, but they're not the ones doing it that I'm aware of. So there's nothing you can do. Basically, the judge asked him to point to situations a few times. I'm going to read out the super chats as they come in because I have no way of going back. Chille called Skeptic an Irish demon daddy. Oh yeah, baby. For $2 says, wait, Chille lost? I'm shocked. Oh yeah, he lost. He was shocked too. The whole way through, he was like this. It was actually really, really funny. It was bizarre. So anyway, where was I? Okay, so he started giving his side of the story, or at least the side of the story that he made up for court. And of course he left out everything about the nasty shit that he had done. Jen Angel 21 for $2 says, everyone vote on the Grifties. Absolutely. Although I kind of want to see him come second because it would be perfect for Chille to lose at also being the worst in the Grifties, which, you know, being the first loser would be pretty apt, I think. But anyway, so it started off with him telling his side of the story, which was bollocks. He left out all of the good stuff. And then he asked about, he was having an assistant come into court to give affidavits, sworn affidavits, and to give witness evidence, witness testimony, basically. And the judge wouldn't accept it. She said it was hearsay and that it wasn't relevant to the case at hand. So then they asked for Josh to come up and give his side of the story. Now, when Chille opened up his argument, he did exactly what Chille would do. Treadhead 1945 for $2 says, if you're going to Detroit, hit me up. Oh, that'd be awesome. I always wanted to go up that way. So when he opened up, he did what you expect Chille would do. He immediately pointed to Josh's past. He was like, this is 7-time felonies. And then he also pointed to Kate's court-mandated medication. I'm not sure what the situation is there. I heard Kate talk about it not so long ago and explain that was bullshit, basically. But he still brought it up nonetheless. And so anyway, he kind of opened with that whole thing, just kind of ad hominem attacks rather than actually what was happening. The judge stopped him and said to him, basically, can you point to an incident where they put you in fear of your life? He rambled on another bit, and then eventually the judge kind of shut him down and was like, okay, we're going to hand it over to Mr. Abrams now. So Josh went up, and I must say, hat off to the guy. He did an amazing job. He did a really great job. He broke it down. He was very honest. He said, yes, I've made videos about this guy, but I'm covering him, you know, for X, Y, and Z reason. And he explained all of that kind of stuff. And I think he did a really fantastic job. Now, the whole way through his testimony, Chille was like this, like, oh no, oh no, oh no. You could see in his face, he was so triggered. Now, he tried to interrupt a few times. He was shut down, of course. And then at the end of Josh's testimony, he interrupted the judge and asked if he could respond, and the judge said no, because basically when he was giving his testimony originally, he kept on talking about Kate, and the judge was like, hold on a second, we're not asking about Kate right now, we're asking about Josh. And he said, well, you know, they work together, they have a troll farm of 25,000 professional trolls. I don't know about professional, I haven't been paid for it yet. And yeah, so she said, look, because you've lumped them both in together, I want to hear them both and then you can respond. So then Kate gave her side. She was fantastic. Honest to God, she just gave it clear, simple, responded only to what was in his affidavit. And then she was asked about the time that she went to talk to him at the march. And she explained that he was, harassing children, basically, and that she went and she had words with him, that he assaulted her, and that it was caught on camera from multiple angles. And, you've all seen that at some point or another. And basically, bit by bit, everything got out about him the other day, talking about wishing bone cancer, on the children of people who support Kate. And you could just see, you knew from there that was the end of it. Sarah Cartland for $9 says, I knew Chille would lose. Kate always wins. What about Zayn? Did the judge rule on that one? Poor Chille, we will now see the tantrum, will be on the floor kicking his tiny legs. How is Chille's blood pressure TTU, baby? Well, I hope after my email, his blood pressure, I hope it'll help him out, basically. So anyway, from there, Kate gave her story. It was brought up about him wishing bone cancer on children and all that kind of stuff. Josh really said Chille is now being a soy boy and saying it wasn't a fair trial, kangaroo court, etc. His live stream is subs only, of course. Of course it is. We're going to have a listen to it here in a minute. Now, I'm going to have to do this, and I hate to say it. I'm going to have to do this Chille style. I'm going to have to play it from my iPad to the screen of the phone, because as I said, unfortunately, I broke the screen on my MacBook, so I can't use my MacBook right now. I'm going to try to get that fixed before I go home, though, because I want to do some proper streams before I go home. So everybody saw you, Isaac, did they? That's hilarious. His side chat is just all over him. It's actually quite funny. So anyway, the judge put it back to Jose to give his closing argument. And he just went over the same shit again. He asked if he could bring up his witness. He asked if he could put affidavits into evidence. The judge again said no, because that would be hearsay evidence, and it's not relevant to the issues between him, Kate, and Josh. She asked him again, can he point to a situation where Josh or Kate put him in actual danger of his life? And of course, no, he couldn't, because there was none. He kept going over the same things about them sending people, he mentioned that they put dog shit on his door handle. There was a whole load of other stuff, and honestly, I don't have time to go through it all right now, but I'll probably stream later tonight and maybe go through it. But I'll wait and see first, though, because obviously Kate and that whole group will want to stream about this, and obviously it's their story to tell, and I'll give my kind of view. This is just kind of a recap for people who weren't able to watch it live or weren't in the professional troll group on Discord. So this is just a brief overview, but I'd actually rather hear Kate's breakdown of it at some point, because of the obviously she was there, and it was a little bit different than watching it in Zoom or whatever. So then this guy Zayn appeared, came in the back door, waving his papers around, and the judge stopped him and told him that he couldn't bring it up, and that if he didn't be quiet, that he would have to leave the court. So then he did eventually sit down, and he was brought up again later. Kate did a great job of it, and Josh did a great job of explaining how it was their belief that these were vexatious cases to try to give him more strength behind his civil matters that he has with them. Obviously, this is also civil matters. He's now trying to say the video the judge didn't want to see. Yeah, so like the videos in that respect, obviously I do think it would have been good to see them, but I think the judge had a good general overview of what the situation was, that, we're all YouTubers, we talk about each other, it's a bit of gossip, it's a bit of drama. I don't think she really wanted to see any of that stuff. He was so condescending towards the judge as well. He was like, on the internet, they call them trolls. And she was like, yes, I know what a troll is. You don't need to explain it. I'm familiar, and yada, yada, yada. So that was quite funny, actually. You could just tell the judge was having none of it. Not because, whatever Chille's going to say, that obviously this was, that they were all out to get him and yada, yada, yada. But the reality of the situation, if you were watching it completely impartially, which I wasn't, I'm going to be freely honest. I don't like the guy. I couldn't be on that jury in that scenario. But for anybody, James Freeman makes a good point there. Says I would have left Chille say whatever he wanted to do. I do agree with you there, because he is his own worst enemy. And in fact, that was brought up in court a couple of times where they said, hold on a second, we didn't broadcast his location. He did. He literally stood at a building, said what the building was and why it was important. All that kind of stuff. And what was the other one? Just anything that he said, like threatening Josh, like saying that you better wish there's nobody there, or you better wish there's somebody there to protect you, and you better wish there's no cameras, and held up a fist. And he's the one claiming that he's afraid for his life of these two people. I don't think he fully understands, and I'm guessing this doesn't come as any surprise to any of you. I don't think he fully understands what the purpose of a restraining order actually is. A protection order is what it is. It's to protect you from somebody. Protection he didn't need. Josh Relief for $2 says, the problem was Chille couldn't shut up in court. Exactly. Vegas Valley is looking for a wrench in his side chat. Jen Angel 21 for $2 says, Chille also tried to bring up Josh's criminal past. Exactly. And like, if it had any bearing on the case, you would say, yeah, fine. Melissa, thank you so much for the super duper chat over on PayPal. I really do appreciate that. Guys, my credit card, something happened with my credit card last night. I don't know if it got skimmed or what, but my credit card got locked out. So I was on the phone to the bank all morning trying to get that sorted, but it's sorted out now anyway, thankfully. I got such a fright. Oh my God. You know, thousands of miles, was it 3,500, 4,000 miles away from home, and my fucking credit card stopped working. I was lucky I got cash out yesterday, but it's all good now anyway, thankfully. But I did get a bit of a fright when that happened. So, oh man, that Jeremy Eyring person, I don't even want to read that out. So where was I? Okay, so the judge didn't even actually ask for a closing argument from Kate or Josh, because she didn't need one. Kate they both actually did an incredibly good job. Like, I was really genuinely impressed. And, you know, I've heard over my years of experience working in courts, I've heard thousands of people give evidence. I mean, thousands. And, there was one part where he mentioned about holding a gun to somebody's head. I didn't quite catch it, but I did hear it. So if anybody has any more background on that, it definitely sounded like he had said that he held a gun to somebody's head or something like that. So he was asked by the judge to respond. He said that absolutely everything they said was a lie. Now, cool story, bro, but literally we have video evidence, not only that they posted, but that you fucking posted. Pedro Whack-A-Mole for $5 says, Chille is pretty clueless for a constitutional scholar. Thank you. Absolutely right. Oops. Oh, Justin Clapper, absolutely. Get your son in touch, and I'll be glad to help out any way I can. Just drop me an email if you need any advice or any help in setting up a YouTube channel. I definitely will. Flat Derp, your latest video was amazing. As I said, I broke my laptop. I don't know what I did. It must have got knocked around during the flight, but when I opened it, the screen popped. It had already had an issue though. Like, I don't know if I maybe, when I was moving house, maybe, I kind of remember it being in a crate that it shouldn't have been in, and I damaged it somewhat. So every now and again the screen would work and then it wouldn't work. And something got spilled on it at one point, but it was fine, and then it wasn't fine, and then it was fine again. But then when I opened it the other day, it made a pop noise, and that was the end of the screen. Somebody said that there's some connection, and it doesn't matter. Anyway, the screen's fucked, so I can't show any videos or anything like that, unfortunately. He's showing, Cookie just said he's showing on his live stream right now how he pushed Kate in slow motion. Ah, Jesus. That's oh, Skull, I can't take it to Apple because it's got a little bit of water damage. Samantha P for $5 Canada says, Chille has posted all kinds of harassment towards Josh and Kate, including doxing. They should be suing him for harassment. And you know what? They don't even really need to. They don't even really need to. I mean, they absolutely could and should. Not that they should, but they absolutely could. They'd have the right to. But they don't feel the need to because it's the internet at the end of the day. Like, I mean, he brought that up. Josh Philippe, $5 says, since Chille said before that Kate wouldn't be able to talk about... Sorry. I want to try catch the super chats as I'm going because I have no way of going back without the computer. Since Chille said before that Kate wouldn't be able to talk about him after today, should we go the complete opposite? Oh, 100%. Arash T for $10 says, if you need anything while here in Los Angeles, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to help. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I really want to head out to LA at some point. That'd be fantastic. So where was I? I've completely forgotten where I was. Oh yeah. So he love you so much. Oh yeah, 100%. He was so triggered, and he was like this constantly at one point for a good 3 or 4 minutes non-stop, just shaking his head with it, and he had his mouth open. He looked so fucked up. He couldn't string a sentence together. He could not string a sentence together. It was absolutely hilarious. November 14 for $10 says, hit me up on email. We have some Macs on hand down in IT. They might not be 2022 with Chille bytes of photographic memory, but we'll get you set up ASAP. We can overnight it. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I'll hit you guys up. Thank you so much. Definitely. Kevin says oh yeah, Kevin, I did see your message. Absolutely. I'll be heading out of here in a couple of hours. I'm going to be going to, there's a mall just south of the airport that I'm going to be heading to just to get some gifts and to check it out. And I need to get some Chanel for my mom because she wants Chanel. So I'm going to go get the Chanel today. Hopefully, I think there's a Macy's there, so I'm guessing they'll have Chanel. I really hope they countersue and file. I don't think they will. Well, I mean, it could come to that. AK Lady said, so he's 0-5, I think is how Americans say that. We would say he's shite and he won nothing. But no, seriously, like he made a fool of himself in that. He could not string a sentence together in that whole thing. It was tremendous, actually. He was like, so basically, they did this, and she made people do nasty things and say mean things. And the judge was like, okay, but what's that got to do with anything? That's got nothing to do with anything. They can't control it. And Josh he did a really good job of explaining that. He was like, Your Honor, he makes an idiot of himself on the internet, and people are mean to him. Hey, Slim Living Cyborg, great to see you, my friend. Slim has been with this channel since I had about, I want to say maybe 400 subscribers, if even that. Great to see you, man. So yeah, he made a dick of himself, basically. He's not a great speaker. He's not a great speaker, like he never was. He has this, there's a difference between real charisma and fabricated charisma, and it is so transparent. Like, for me, I don't know if what you would call my kind of manner as charismatic as such. I guess in a way I am, but his is this fake, like, used car salesman kind of charisma, if you get me. Like you know those YouTube videos that teach you how to be charismatic if you're a beta or whatever. That's what they say. That's not me saying that. And he hasn't got that, but he's able to portray it as if he does, like this fake, like, hey there, you know those assholes that stop you on the street that try to sell you like subscriptions to some charity that doesn't get any of the money. It's like that, you know what I mean? It's like, hey there, do you want to buy some free speech? Sorry, it's really hard to see the super chats when I'm on this. But Jennifer Fisher, thank you so much for $10, says, I had the same credit card problem when I went to France. Scared me senseless. Oops. Have a treat on me to soothe the residual stress. Thank you so much. The worst part about it, Jennifer, is that it happened last night at about 3 a.m., something like that. And it wasn't a big charge. It was I think it was a $56 charge, and it was actually a charge in this hotel I'm staying at. So it was obviously a mistake, but I was really, really tired. I was actually feeling a little bit sick last night too. And I think it was just that added to the stress, and it freaked me out a bit. And when you're so far away from home and you're on your own, I know I'm not on my own. I've got loads of great people around me here, like Colin and a few others. I know I'm not on my own, but when you're on your own in the moment, it's pretty scary. Frank Perry for $2. It's great to see, my friend says, just put in his chat, Chille equals paranoid delusions. And that's exactly what it was like. He was like, they're sending people to my house. It's like, do you not realize? And actually, Samantha makes this point really, really, really well for $5 Canada, says, if you can't handle being criticized, don't be a YouTube content creator. And I can't remember the exact words Kate used. I have it written down, but basically she described him online as an abrasive character, somebody that people don't like, right? And some people might see me as abrasive, and I would hope that even if you don't agree with it, hey Gavin, good to see you, my friend. Gavin's my good buddy from back home. And you know, even if you don't like the kind of things that I say, or don't agree with my views or my positions on things, I don't think, and you know, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that I necessarily come across as abrasive. No, I can, like, there are times where I'll tell people to, you know, whatever in the side chat, but he, exactly as Oshin the Rottweiler said, he sounded like a raving lunatic. He was like, they're sending people to catch me. It's like, this could be a Netflix documentary. Speaking of which, I'm actually making a documentary about this whole scenario from my perspective and how I came to be involved in everything, despite not actually being involved in some respects. You know what I mean? Like, he's claimed he's going to sue me and blah, blah, blah. Fine, whatever. But that's only because I've, you know, become involved. L Filch, I hope I said your name right, sends a cute little lemon for 10 Aussie dollars. Thank you so much. And Susie Q 42, are you the Susie that gets kicked out of Chille's live streams? For $5 says, you come across as genuine. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Rod Vickery, my adopted grandfather over in the UK, says, you're about as abrasive as a piece of chalk, grandson. Well, thank you so much indeed. I wish I could say the same about you. I'm only kidding. Of course not. We have, myself and Rod have the best chats. It's fantastic. Like I'll ring Rod for like 10 minutes. 45 minutes, 2 hours later, it's like, right, I gotta go eat something or I'm gonna pass out. Frank Perry for $5 says, he just said he's going into hiding and they're going to double and triple their numbers for the movement. This is truly sad if he believes this. That's the thing. It's like, he gets a bit of internet heat, right? A little bit of internet heat. People give him a hard time for acting like a dick. And, yeah, he goes all out saying that he's been stalked and yada, yada, yada. You know, he's just oh man, he's just a joke, really. Oh, sorry, Broken Angel. Oh, I'm absolutely loving Cincinnati. What a beautiful city this is. The architecture is beautiful. The people are so friendly. The food is amazing here, by the way. I went to a place yesterday called, it was like Street Urban something or other. I think Colin had the name of it, Street something. And I got this most beautiful burger I've ever had, one of those lovely smash burgers. And what are they called? Those sweet potato French fries for, I think it was $10 for the whole lot. And I sat there for like an hour and just enjoyed it, had a beer. It was lovely. Rob for $2 Canada says, grab yourself a cheap pint on me. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Just briefly, I'll just go over to this. I discovered White Claw yesterday. Holy balls. It's amazing. I love it. It's actually so good. It's stronger than you would think it is. It's way stronger than you would think it is. So yeah, so basically they went on and the judge eventually just said, okay, look, you know, you haven't satisfied the legal requirements for a restraining order, essentially. And he hadn't satisfied the requirements for a restraining order, not at all. I just turned full white girl. Oh, the White Claw. Is that a white girl drink? Is it basic bitch drink? Is that how that works? Eldon Lion for $5 says, I'd say this is a fall from grace, but this is more of a fall from rock bottom. Exactly. But like I've always said it, and I'll openly say it, he is lower than snake shit. Street City Grill, I think you might be right on that one. It was absolutely lovely. Oh yeah, Street City Gourmet. That's the one. Thanks, Colin. Yeah, it's as basic as pumpkin spice. But yeah, I really like it though. It's really, really nice. Dangerously good. Like, it's so easy to drink. It comes in pumpkin spice. I'll have to wear Uggs if I drink that. And I do have man Uggs. Men wear Uggs in Australia. Any Aussies out there can confirm. What is a White Claw and not much of it? What was that? Sorry, I missed that one. Let me see. Trogdor, the man for $5 says, people like what they like. There are better hard seltzers out there, though the Claw is the law. I gotta check out and see if I can find any more similar drinks. I really like it. I've never had a hard seltzer before that I'm aware of anyway. It was lovely. The plot hole says, we might as well get Irish Steam a subscription to Pumpkin Spice Times. Why do I have a feeling I'm never going to hear the end of this White Claw stuff? I'll do a stream. I might do a stream tonight maybe and bring some Claw, unless Kate's streaming, because in that case that obviously takes precedence, because I want to hear what she has to say. She might not want to talk about it, but I want to hear what she has to say anyway. Hello Baby says, who is Zaner? Nobody actually really knows. He's some random sham. Sweet Death for $5 says, Chille might have mental issues since he seems to be losing it more and more. It's sad that you can see it getting worse by each video he makes. Absolutely right. And you know what? If I saw somebody in trouble mentally like that, my initial reaction would be to try to reach out and help them as best I can. The difference in this case, and it's very important to classify the difference here, is the fact that he, at this moment in time, is having a serious effect on the lives of real life people. And so it's kind of like when you see those horribly sad police interactions where somebody's completely out of their mind and gets hurt. And I hate to see those interactions. I wish there was like maybe a better way that it could be dealt with or whatever. That's one of the things I've always said. It's unfortunately in the moment you have to do what you have to do to protect people. And with the case of Chille, this is, as James Freeman said, you can't help someone who won't help themselves. And it's true. It is absolutely true. Eldon Lyons for $5 says, other people's feelings don't matter. When he said big mean words, but his whittle feelings getting hurt, the whole world has to stop. Exactly. And that's the thing that he doesn't realize, right? He doesn't realize that, you know, the whole world doesn't revolve around him, nor does it revolve around me or any of the rest of us, right? It isn't that way. There are people, like somebody just got timed out. I'm not even gonna read what they said. I don't care. Oh, sorry, just before that, Colin, talk to you later, my friend. I might be going to pick up a new iPad later, because my iPad's on the blink as well. Not a new iPad, secondhand. I found a really cool iPad Pro 12 point something inch one for $200, and it looks like it's in really good condition. Gifted Penny for $2 said, did Chille people show up? One people did, from what I could see, and he nearly got kicked out of court by the judge. And the judges completely ignored him. It was hilarious. And obviously there was probably a few turned up in the Zoom as well, you know. Casey Cooper for $2 says, try Mike's Hard Lemonade Seltzer. I might have to do that. That sounds like my kind of thing. Roman Fields, absolutely right, says, the judge knew Chille is a wacko. You could tell from the outset. So obviously, hold on. The plot hole says, I hear he is a new bench warrant. Now, I think what that came from is a misunderstanding of something that was said in court. I agree with Navy Girl. Don't time people out unless it's like genuinely egregious. Just having a nasty name or saying nasty words isn't enough. But I appreciate people looking out. But yeah, if people wouldn't mind just you know, keeping an eye on those kind of things, and don't time people out unnecessarily. I appreciate it though. Sorry, what was I saying? Sorry. Oh yeah, so about the bench warrant thing, right? So where I think that actually came from was at the very end, Chille wouldn't leave, and he said something to the effect of, that was absolutely ridiculous, or a travesty of justice, blah, 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 the usual shit, right? And then somebody with an English accent, I don't know who it was, genuinely don't know who it was, said something to the effect of, Chille just live streamed this, and the judge said, thank you for letting me know that. And then the guy disappeared. Then the judge started talking about something about a bench warrant, and I can't recall exactly what it was. I did write it down. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass to get it right now, but I'll go over that in more detail later. Rick Sedovic for 5 US says, welcome to America. We love you. Thank you so much indeed. I've been having such a great time here. Everybody's been so friendly. It's just been great. My Uber drivers that I've had were brilliant. Like, it's just been great. The flight here was absolutely lovely. The first flight from Ireland to North Carolina was quite long, but it was okay. It was pretty good. It was the flight from North Carolina to here was absolutely lovely. It was so nice. We flew on a Bombardier. I think it was on one of the 900s, which is one of those planes they use as a private jet. Obviously, it wasn't a private jet. I mean, technically it is in certain respects. It technically is. It's not a public jet. Frank Perry for $2 says, I like High Noon Hard Seltzer. I got to check that out. If I check all these out, I'm going to end up drunk as shit the whole time I'm here. But at least I'm not driving. So, you know, I can do that. That'll be fun. Sorry, where was I? What was I talking about? I totally forgot what I was talking about. Damn it. Oh yeah, so somebody said about him getting a bench warrant. So once the judge had thanked the person for letting her know, basically they started to talk about a bench warrant, and I don't think that was in reference to Chille. So she said, as far as I recall, she said something to the effect of, to I guess the court staff there, can you bring up the bench warrant? And I think she was referring to, can you bring up the bench warrant case? Or maybe she was talking to custody to ask them to bring up the bench warrant case. James Freeman said, we should be able to record our own hearings though, transparency. I actually 100% agree with that. I think if there is an in-court recording system, so a centralized system, that's something that I agree with Chille on, but maybe not the way he describes it, putting your phone in this magic machine, like just something that you can get within a day or two, get an email with a link and the sound recording of what's been said in court. And I would say, I don't know, I'll have to have a conversation with you on that one day, whether or not all of the court should be available to everybody or just to the parties. I'm not really 100% sure. It's something I haven't given enough thought on. But I agree, you should absolutely have the right to get those audio recordings without having to pay for it or whatever, maybe. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'd have to look into it a bit more. I'd have to think about it a bit more. But I agree, you should have access to that for transparency. The other reason that transparency is important is because if Chille was to say, like, well, in court, the judge, blah, 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 you can say, hold on a second, no, you didn't. Here it is. Here it is right here. I can hear it. It's you talking. So, yeah, I agree. It would be good. Good to see you, Emma. Oh, Bridge of the Divide, that was fun. That was really fun. I know stenographers are there, but I don't know. It's a tough one. As I say, I haven't thought about it enough, but you know, with the stenographers and things like that, things can get lost in translation. Now in Australia, as far as I'm aware, definitely in the courts I worked in, everything was recorded on audio, and the stenographers, there was one typing live and then another one would type after the fact, listening back to the recording. So I don't know why that recording in and of itself can't be used to send out to people. Maybe it can. I might be wrong. Maybe it can. But it's a strange one. It's a very strange one. Guys, can people stop deleting stuff unless it's a breach of T's and C's, because I don't want to be deleting people. I'm not Chille. There's no need. Like all that person said was, no, I don't win against Turtle Boy, can't sue him either, can't sue for the truth, he's got me. So yeah, that's not egregious, just leave it. Please don't be timing people out for no reason, guys, all right? Because I actually do care about people's free speech. Edwin Wickham for $10 with no comment, thank you so much. Wolverine Man for $5 says, if you ever get to Florida, look me up. I am not a Florida man. Well, that's good to know. Thank you so much. I definitely will. UKPI for £2 says, next time you go, rent a bike and do a road trip vlog. So I actually am planning on that. Delete Laws is suing me for copyright, copying his red glasses. You have to admit, they do look sexier on me. I'm going to do the Chille thing, which is he does this every time he lies. Every time he lies. Check it out the next time. I mean, not every time he lies, because then he'd just be constantly going like this. Like, you may as well just have something back there moving it like that. But anyway, yeah, so he made an absolute cockbag of himself. Again, unsurprisingly. I don't think that surprises anybody. Now, I think it would have been good if, I think everybody would agree here. It would have been good if they played some of the videos in open court. That would have been amazing, because I would like to have seen how he could answer for assaulting Kate. Now I know Kate doesn't see it as like this big assault thing. She's you know, people. The thing with Chille and people's reaction to Chille is that anything he does, they blow it out of proportion a lot of the time. Now, a lot of the stuff he does is legitimately egregious, horrible shit, like what he said the other day, right? Don't get me wrong. But in the same breath, if Chille said up, other people would say down. If Chille said left, other people would say right. It's just, you know, people go a bit too hard, in my opinion. Now, I can understand why people do, but at the same time, it's like, I've always said this. I've always said this on my live streams, my videos. If I believe somebody's right, I don't care who they are, or what they've done, or what they've said, or how much I dislike them. If they're right, they're right, and I'll agree with what's right, but I will always point out, look, I don't generally agree with this person, yada, 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 but I agree with them on this point. It's like the whole auditor thing. I haven't got an issue with auditors. I have no issue with people recording police. I don't. I genuinely don't. It's more how certain people do it and how they conduct themselves. That's what I have the issue with. I've always said, because I've worked in court for years and I've seen some of the horrible shit that cops have done. Don't, like, take it from me. You guys know me well enough to know that I'm not going to bullshit you, right? It's legit. It does happen. There are bad eggs in every industry, but when those bad eggs are in an industry that can put you in jail, that's an issue. That's a serious problem. So I've got no problem with recording police. You know, I've always said, if you get pulled over, throw your phone on your phone holder, record the interaction just for your own protection, just in case. Chances are that nothing's going to happen. Chances are it'll be a good interaction, yada, yada, yada. But in the event that it's not, you have some evidence to protect yourself. I've got no problem with that. But going out of your way to go out and find interactions with cops, okay, you say, okay, they should be able to deal with it. They're big, tough cops. They should be able to deal with it. They can, for the most part. Not saying that they should have to, but they can deal with it. But going to fucking post offices, man, there's someone's grandma working behind the counter. Why? Like, why? What does that achieve? That to me is just nonsense, you know? Yeah, you know, it's like that. That's the way I feel about that whole thing. But you guys know the way I am. I never take a hard line on anything. I always try to look at both sides of an argument or both sides of a discussion. And, oh, Rosanna, I'll check that out. My phone signal has been a bit ropey, so I'm sorry if I am missing them. Jen Angel for $5 says, I tried to watch his live. I can't deal with him unless one of you is commenting. Please play his video. I'm going to try to play it here. I'll see what I can do. I'll have to play it through the iPad. I don't know if you heard earlier, but I had broken my MacBook already, but now I've more broken it to the point that it actually doesn't work at all. So, Blue Bacon in the house. Not exactly shocked at the outcome, no. I look forward to seeing you in court, sir, when we both get sued by Chillito de Castro. Chillito Delito, I'm calling him now. I'm making a shirt at the moment that's quite hilarious, the Chillito Delito shirt. I was waiting for this outcome, but then my MacBook died, so I couldn't actually make it. But anyway, that's fine. I'll do it when I get home. It's going to be a bit of fun anyway. Can't wait to see you 20 years from now when he finally, what was that? When he finally gets around to it. Yeah, you know, I don't think he understands the difficulty of suing me, because hold on one second. Let me just grab this because I would miss super chats. Otherwise, I hate missing them. Charlene Ravel for $5 says, I'm going to extend one more invite to Georgetown, 60 minutes to our Irish pub. Thank you so much. Myself and Colin were actually talking yesterday or the day before. So I think if we're going to be coming down, it'll be Friday. But hopefully I'll be catching up with Colin later today. And I will, I'll let you know in advance just so that we can get in touch. Could you, if you'd be so kind, could you just send me another email? It's just I've been getting swamped with emails, so it's really hard to catch up with everything. Cindy Sue says, I was in the courtroom. He not only lost, but he lost the courtroom. Everyone waiting. Oh yeah, so everybody waiting for the case to be heard, their own cases, people that had nothing to do. This is one of the best parts of it, actually. Sorry that I actually did forget this. One of the best parts of it was everybody in the courtroom who was waiting to be heard, people who had nothing to do with this, but everybody was on the edge of their seats, right? As soon as the court ended and the judge had given her decision, her declaration, everyone in the court clapped. It was absolutely beautiful. Everybody clapped. It was so funny. And the judge had to ask them to stop clapping. But if I may say, I felt like she probably thought it was apt. She wasn't exactly, hey, everybody, stop clapping. This is the court of law. She was like, come on, guys, stop clapping. Come on. No, she wasn't like that. No, that's not fair. Kevin Davis for $10 says, too bad you couldn't make it to Sandusky, Ohio this weekend. I'd take you to Cedar Point, but there's a 10 for an angry balls when you go to the next bar. An angry balls, that kind of sounds like Chille right now. Thank you so much, though. Matt Gunnarsson for 50 sec says, Chille's new theme song, I fought the law and the law won. Oh yeah. He made a complete cock of himself. Again, like, I know nobody watching this right now is surprised, right? Besides maybe one or two people. But if you were watching that stream, you would have been thinking the exact same thing as me. A good maybe 30 seconds into his opening, it was lost. It was over because he just started rampaging all around, just jumping from one thing to the other. At one point, the judge had to ask him to slow down because she couldn't understand what was happening. Sorry. Yeah, I saw that, Cindy. I was actually in the whatchamacallit, in the Zoom court as well. Cindy said, I was the last in our group out of the courtroom. When the proceedings started, the judge warned everyone about recording. As I was leaving, Chille was reported for recording the trial. Yeah, it was a guy with an English accent who was like, oh, Your Honor, he's streaming the whole thing. Now, I don't think he was streaming, to be fair. I don't think he was. Most likely he was recording it. I mean, I'm pulling that out of my ass. I have no evidence of that, but come on. Like, let's be real. Of course he was. Unfortunately, not ambushed it. The judge made it very clear at the start that she didn't want anybody recording it, and that there would be ramifications for anybody who did. Now, that being said, I had somebody in contact with me a while back. This was about a totally different matter altogether, who said that it actually isn't illegal if you're not party to it. But I don't know the facts of that. My knowledge of that area of law, especially in this jurisdiction, it wouldn't be I'm not a lawyer, and I did study law in Australia for a short time to be a paralegal. That was kind of what I was aiming at, and then I met JL Warren on the internet, and that was the end of that. I thought, well, if I got JL, I don't need the law. Hold on, I should plug in the old telephone there. And now, yeah, I knew it would freeze there for a second, so just bear with me. I think I might have missed the super chat there, so... Oh man, team is doing a full stream tonight. That's going to be awesome. Myself and JL Warren are going to have a good time in the next few days with Colin and a few others. I'm going to see if I can get us all red glasses for the road trip and stuff. That's going to be awesome. Patricia Therio, I hope I'm saying that right. For $2 says, it's disturbing to see Chille decompensating. These aren't real glasses. There's no glass in them. I have my real glasses here. Hold on. So I can actually, but yeah, no, I agree. He's going downhill quick. Oh, that actually worked out remarkably well. He was like a kid who was put in timeout. This is Laurie, by the way. He was like a kid who was put in timeout and told that he had to be quiet for 5 minutes. Yeah, exactly. So the judge told him he needed to be quiet, right? It's court of law. Just shut up. Wait your turn. You know, you will get a chance to speak. But the problem is that he didn't want to stop talking, right? And as soon as he was told to stop talking, he was doing all this shit. And it was so funny. JL said it earlier. It was like live, real-time pearl clutching. He was like... like that. It was so funny. Teresa Brewer, thank you so much for the £20 super chat. Says a few pounds to help you get a laptop. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've been subscribed to you since you had about 1,500 subs. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I love your commentaries, and I know you put many hours into all your videos and live streams. So well, thank you so much indeed. I do. I try to put as much as I can into it. Yeah, I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much indeed. I think all I need to do is just get a new screen for the computer. And it's not even an issue of the cost of it. It's more an issue of the time. I was going to get it fixed here, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to get it fixed before I go home. So I'll wait and see what happens anyway. And it's not the end of the world. I mean, I can do it tomorrow. Flat Derp, I saw your new video. Or do you have another new video? I have no way of playing it though, since I... got into a fight with my laptop, and the laptop technically lost in that it lost the fight, but I lost it lost the battle, I lost the war, because now I can't use it. But yeah, I saw your video last night. It was so funny. So funny. Laying down the law with Blue Bear. Good to see you, my friend. For $5 says, hello Demon, Chille always loses. Check out your DMs on Discord. I'll do that right now. I'll do that right this second. Whoa, I have a lot of DMs. Holy shiz. Right, hold on a second. When will I be in Ashland? I will be in Ashland on Friday. I'm not sure exactly what time yet. So the plan is myself and Colin are going to do a bit of a early, what would you say, road trip. And I'm going to try stream some of it, which is going to be great. And then I'm going to, so we're hoping to go to an Amish town to film some stuff for my new channel, The Lost Irishman. That'll be kind of launched in the next couple of months. I have some great content coming up for that channel, guys. It's totally different to what I'm doing now. So it's more of I don't know if you guys have ever watched Bald and Bankrupt. It's kind of similar to what he does in a lot of ways. Slightly different, but very similar. And so I was researching the Amish communities around here, and there's a lot. And it's something I always wanted to do, is go meet Amish people. I don't know why, it just fascinates me, and history is a huge part of my life. So, you know, it's like living history, but true living history. But then I found out the other day, there's an Amish community about 100 miles from where I live in Ireland. I was like, what? What the hell? Now, I always knew there was Mennonites there, which would be a little bit more widespread, I guess, in that respect. But yeah, I had no idea there was an Amish community there that moved to Ireland in the early 90s. They have a certain religious belief that's different to the old order Amish, which is like a cross between the type of Christianity that the Amish would be, which I'm guessing would be, well, obviously Protestant, German Protestants, so Calvinist maybe? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, actually. I got to look into that. But it's become its own thing. Whereas this particular group, they have a cross between the regular kind of Amish belief systems, religious belief systems, I should say, and Catholicism. It's an interesting mix. But yeah, no, they're legitimate Amish people that live in Ireland. So I'm really excited to go meet them. Gilbert Regusis, or is it just Gilbert? I'm not sure. Forgive me. For $20 says, hope you're enjoying your trip. Come party with us in New Mexico. I always wanted to go to New Mexico. That'd be so cool. Middlefield, Ohio has that large Amish community in the United States. I got to check that out. I'm not sure what county it is. No, actually, this is going to be in Kentucky. There's a few towns, but there's some in Ohio. I think the majority is in Pennsylvania, followed by Ohio, followed by, I think Kentucky's third, and there's a lot in Florida too. There's There's a really well known, but I can't recall the name right now, holiday village in Florida that a lot of Amish people like to go to. Teresa Hall says, I love your channel. Was here laughing at Nathan. God, that's going back. Before you got into these new nutcases, looking forward to the travel channel. And can I suggest places in Erin and Alba I'd love to see? Absolutely, please do. I'd love to hear your suggestions. Ireland, Scotland. I mean, stunning. John Clark said, Middlefield, Ohio has the largest Amish settlement. I did not know that. Is that far from where I am in Cincinnati, I wonder? Michael said, how long was the trial? I guess it was about, I think it was about 15 minutes, maybe something like that. Oh, I'm definitely coming to Nova Scotia. That's on my bucket list for sure. Or as I call it, my fucket list. Godden's Ryber asks, so why is your channel up? Now, yeah, why is that? So far as I see it, Chillito, you owe me $250. You owe me $250 because we had a bet. You said that you would take an open bet. I took that bet. You owe me 250 squid right now. And now for a guy who was getting his channel taken down by Chille today, myself and Kate were both getting our channels taken down today on my Discord. I just got a private message on my Discord. How could that happen if you were getting it taken down? I'm not sure. Also, briefly, how is it that I'm streaming right now on the channel that you are also getting taken down today? Anybody? Anybody? Can anybody explain how that works? Because I certainly can't. But nice try, Chillito. So Chillito, you owe me $250 for that bet. I will sue you for it. And yeah, you better pay up. Actually, don't pay me. Rather than that, right? What I want you to do, Chille, you do owe me $250, right? We'll round it down. We'll call it $200. Prawny says that prick couldn't take down a tent. That's hilarious. But you're definitely English anyway. So he owes me. We'll look. I'll be nice to you, right? Because you had a bad day. Your bum hurts. You need to buy some butthurt cream. So take the $50 extra. Buy some bum cream. And I want you to take that $200 that you now owe me for that bet that you took. Good to see you, Richard. You owe me $200. So what I want you to do is take that $200 and I want you to donate it to a children's cancer charity of your choice. All right? And I'll give the other $50 to charity. So I want to see you do that, Chille. I think that's fair. And don't let on that you didn't hear this. You are watching right now. And if you are, tough luck, buddy. Tough luck. I can't remember where I put it. It's really, really small. So I can't find it right now. But I do have the smallest violin in the world here somewhere. And I will play it just for you. I will play it just for you. All right. Robert B for £5 says, Chille lost everyone. Chille lost. Everyone saw that coming apart from Chille. Chille told me he would serve me in prison. Won't believe I live in the UK and it's been a year. Well, look, Robert, he thought I lived in Australia. He also thought that Ireland, the country of the Republic of Ireland, is in the United Kingdom. Now, part of Ireland, Northern Ireland, is in the United Kingdom. The part I live in is a different country, Chille. It's a different country. So, yeah, he was going to get his barista. He was going to get a barista, not a barrister, a barista to take care of me in court. Was it 45 minutes? No shit. So, yeah, he was going to get his barista. So I was going to get slapped with a Starbucks lawsuit, extra creamy. But yeah, we'll get into that here in a minute. He is suing me apparently, but I won't let him sue me until he pays me the money he owes me or gives it to charity. It's his choice. I'm guessing he'd rather give it to charity. Kojak for $20. Oh, I see you're smoking a cigar. Now, would you believe this? I don't know how it happened, folks. I do not know how it happened. Yesterday, as I was strolling through the beautiful downtown area of Cincinnati, I went looking for somewhere where I could get myself a delicious, healthy salad. And somehow, and I don't know how, I accidentally walked into a cigar shop. I thought it was a salad joint, of course, because I only eat salads, obviously. I thought I was walking into a salad shop, and somehow I ended up in a cigar shop and spent a bit of money on some cigar. Not crazy, it was actually really reasonable. If you do like cigars and you're in Cincinnati, check out Strauss Tobacconists. Really nice people, and very, very good value for money for delicious cigars. So I had a lovely one of those last night. But yeah, I accidentally went into a cigar shop when I was clearly looking for a salad place. I don't see, this is how you know I'm lying. All right, I'm just going to say it right now. This is how you know I'm lying, because I don't even know what you call a place you get a salad from. A salad joint? No, that's burgers though, right? I actually don't know where one goes to just buy a salad. If anybody knows, let me know. But that's what I was looking for. And I found a cigar shop instead by accident. Totally didn't mean it. Definitely wasn't looking forward to going there for about 3-4 weeks. But my theory is as follows. Tobacco is made from tobacco leaves, which are a plant, which is a vegetable. So technically, I'm now a vegan. So there you go. But no, these are delicious. They're amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sorry, total tangent, but I had such a good time. So definitely check out Strauss Tobacconists. If you're into pipe tobacco or cigars, that's the place to go in Cincinnati, it seems. I think they have 2 stores here as well. I'll have to go check and make sure the other one's there, because I think it's next to a salad station. Wherever you get a salad from, I have no idea. But anyway, Kojak for $20, thank you so much, says, I wonder how many bets Chille lost. He was betting $100 that he'd win today. Not only that, he was taking bets from everybody, but unsurprisingly, he won't honor that, because the man has no honor, none whatsoever. 10 Kai for $5 says, no, I slept through the court, what happened? Oh my God. Rewind this video, rewind, showing my age there. Go back through this video and have a listen. It's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Lady Poe, thank you so much for $20, says, if you're coming to the Dallas area, I was in Dallas in February, and I'm hoping to go back in March of next year. So I'm going to be, the next time I come to the USB next year, well, we'll see. You never know. You never know what happens. I might get sued yet. He might send Interpol and the FBI and the CIA to come get me. Who knows? But yeah, I'm hoping to be back in Dallas around maybe next March or April. Because the last time I was in Dallas, I got fucking snowed in. That's just my luck. But anyway, Lady Poe for $20 says, if you're coming to the Dallas area, I know you'll probably be spending time with Johnny O for sure, but I'd love to meet up and buy a beer with my new hobby of 2 weeks. Wow, congratulations. That's awesome news. That's great. I'd definitely share a beer with you. Yeah, we're going to go get some dinner, and Dallas is awesome. I love Dallas. We were hanging out down in Deep Ellum, and oh my God, what an amazing place. It was so nice there. I really liked it. The people were so friendly. The bars were great. The food was great. And it's the same here in Cincinnati. It's friendly, just warm, inviting, beautiful place. I could not fault it. Except for yesterday, I had a bit of a ropey day. But other than that, it was fantastic. I think it was more a case. I definitely got sunstroke yesterday. Definitely was not prepared for the heat. That was my fault. Went out walking in the sun at midday. Not a good idea. Not my finest moment. You'd think I'd lived in Australia for fucking nearly 6 years. But love the videos and safe travels. Thank you so much, Lady Paul. Really appreciate the support. It means an awful lot, especially because I'm not at home making videos. This is the best way to do it right now, rather than, I was going to make a video and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy making the, doing the live streams, shooting the shit. But wait for a couple of days, like from Friday onwards, we'll be live streaming all the time. Being Ironton Ashland area, Friday afternoon sometime, and we'll see how we go. But I'll be hopefully able to live stream as much as possible all that time. It's just going to be so much fun. I'm really excited. Some random name for $2 says, is there a recording of the court? I don't know. There probably is. I definitely don't have one. I didn't record it. I had no intention of, because the judge did make it very clear at the start that she didn't want that to happen. And so did Kate and a few others. So I respect their wishes 100%. I didn't see the police report about the van, actually. Can somebody send that to me? Kevin Davis for $5 says, Ashland, Ohio, Sandusky is an hour away. If it is, what day? It'll be Friday afternoon at some stage. It could even be later in the afternoon. Yes, Cookie, I do have a couple of grey hairs. You can thank Mrs. Demon and my mother for that. Lady Paul, welcome to the Sadistic Sergeants. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I really do appreciate that. Oh yeah, Mel, 100%. Mel says that barista would no doubt do a far better job than Chille. Oh, 100%. 100%. Oh, he even got triggered in court. And I called this the other night. He got triggered in court that we get super chats in his name. So we know it's all, he's butthurt that we're, as Kate said, and she was frank and honest about it, she's more successful than him and he doesn't like that. He got so fucking triggered that we get super chats making, you know, videos mocking his ass. But he earns it. He deserves it. We don't just pick on people. We don't just pick someone and go, oh, let's mock this guy. No, we get people who are grifters, people who, in my opinion, are scammers, and say the most egregious shit that you've ever heard. And we put it to him. I ruined Nathan Thompson with Team Skeptic and a few other people. And he was arguably worse than Chille in some ways, you know. I don't know, it's a tough one. If you guys don't know who he is, go back, way back to my old videos, but be prepared, they are awful. My old videos are atrocious. I'm not in Amsterdam at the moment, Transgirl, but I will be there. I think I'll be in Amsterdam next week with Team. I'm going to try catch up with Team later and get the exact date. So, you know, from my house to Amsterdam, it's like it's less than an hour. So I'll be able to just go at the drop of a hat, basically. Frank Perry for $2 says the bets are why he gave out his debit card info. Yeah, oh man, he accidentally put his debit card information on his live stream the other night, and once that came to my attention, I actually emailed him straight away. I was like, hey, look, I just wanted to let you know that people have said in my side chat that your credit card details are on your live stream. You know, I felt it was the right thing to do to let you know, because look, I got the fright of my life last night because I thought that somebody had done something to my credit card. I genuinely did, because I got an alert come up on my phone that my credit card was now locked and yada yada yada. And yeah, unfortunately, something went wrong downstairs at the desk, and that's all it was. It turned out that it was nothing. Oh no, I don't need. I'm not looking for new money for an iPad or anything like that. No, NRH. But thank you so much for asking. I'm not. No, not at all. Not at all. I'm just letting you guys know why I'm not able to do a proper video, because I'm a dumbass and I obviously did something to my laptop. I kind of half broke it. Can you half break something multiple times? I suppose you can. I made sure I didn't look after it properly. It was my own fault, 100% my own fault. But you learn from mistakes. That's how you get through life. You learn from mistakes and you get stronger and better. Unfortunately, Chille doesn't see life that way. It's, you know, he made a mistake doing what he's doing in the first place, realizing that that we won't take his shit, that we won't allow him to take advantage of people. And you know what it was for me? I didn't even really want to cover this guy much. Not at all. I've been begged by people for like a year to start covering Sav sits and all that kind of stuff. And I never did because I used to deal with them every single day of the week. Every single day of the week. And so I was like, you know what? Nah, I don't want to deal with them when I'm not at work, as I have to deal with them at work all the time. So I kind of said no, that I'd leave it be, that I wouldn't do it. And then I started covering it a little bit, and then the Glenn Serio thing happened, and I really enjoyed it actually, because he was quite something. And then I got told about Tina Slay. And so I started talking to her. She came on my live stream, and when I saw that woman tell her story and the tears in her eyes over certain things, that was it for me. I was like, how can you take advantage of a woman like that? So no, that was the end of that. I was like, then I deep dived, I looked into this guy, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm coming for you, buddy. There's no way I'm going to let you do that. Unknown says, homeless demon. Are you the one that was saying it looks like I'm in a crack hotel? I'm not in a crack hotel. It's not the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in. The nicest hotel I ever stayed in was in, where was it? Oh, there was two. They were both in the Middle East. One was in Abu Dhabi. The other one was in Dubai. I think the one in Dubai was better in terms of how it looked. It was outrageous. It was so over the top. It was so over the top. It was like gold everything and marble, and it was so cool. I loved it though. The other hotel we stayed in, I think that was the one that was in Abu Dhabi actually. The one in Dubai was stunning. It wasn't as like glitzy, the gold and the marble and all that shit, but it was magnificent, and it had the most amazing stuff. Like there was a jacuzzi in there, but like it was like top of the range jacuzzi. And in the middle of the jacuzzi, you press a button and this little mini fridge comes out. It was just mind blowing. We stayed in that one for about 3 days, and it was just incredible. It was incredible. They had like this little. It was like a golf cart on a rail that went around the whole hotel. There was a casino. Well, it wasn't actually a casino. It was more like a games room. It's hard to explain. So no, this isn't the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in, but it's actually very nice. The staff are lovely. The food is really nice. The bed's super comfortable. Yeah, it's totally fine. I think it's a 3 or a 4 star. I think. No, it wouldn't be a 4 star. I think it's a 3-star hotel. So yeah, no, it's not a fancy hotel. It's not a shithole motel either. But it's nice. It is lovely. It's a bit dated, I guess, would be how I would. Yeah, Cookie, thanks for reminding me of that. No, I don't think I will use the UV light. Thank you very much. But yeah, no, this isn't some dive. It's actually quite nice. It's quite nice. And there's a nice pool and a jacuzzi downstairs that I'm going to go into in a minute and have a steam and then hit the town for a couple hours. Cynthia Merritt has been a member for 2 months, says Chille will never be able to keep anything secret. No, he's too stupid. He's too stupid. Yeah, historic, exactly. Quaint. Ali Evans for $10 said, so excited to find out what happened. Have a drink on me. Well, thank you so much, Ali. I really do appreciate that. Jeff Hartz for $5 says, so with his epic win in court, Kate's channel is all about pet grooming tips now, right? Yeah, that didn't go well for him, did it? Like, that's not going to age well. We're going to have a lot of fun with the whole, from the 21st, nobody will be able to say bad things about me because I'm going to win in court. It's like, did he really believe that he was going to win? Did he though? I don't know, man. Like, you'd have to be pretty up your own ass to think that you were going to win that. I don't know. Could he be that? Yeah, I suppose he could be that stupid. He could be that crazy. Lolly77 for $10 says, in Chille's name. Sorry, I had to. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's one thing I will say. I was accused of this by some random wank bag on some stream the other night. Constantly asking for super chats. I never ask for super chats unless I'm doing a charity thing. I never ask for super chats. There's one exception. And that is when Chille gets triggered about me getting super chats, then I definitely will ask for them because I know it triggers him. And that's the only reason. Other than that, I don't ask for them. Helios Gaming for $2 says, I actually don't know what that is, but it's a hippo having 7-Up, I think. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Teresa Brewer for £2 says, you know when Chille's lying, his lips are moving. Well, actually, that's not quite right, Teresa. You're not far off it, though. You know when Chille's lying because the place where his lips are meant to be are moving. I think that's what you meant to say. Yeah, other than that, you are pretty spot on. Alrighty, let's see here now. Apparently Chille is a phishing scheme. Apparently Chille got a phishing scheme message and he thinks it's a real alert and that one of our trolls hacked him. I haven't heard about that. Up in Flames, good to see you, bud. Sorry, no, I'm just kind of catching up with the chat here. Sorry, no. You know, the funny thing is this unknown person, I actually know exactly who you are, by the way, because you made a big mistake earlier that you may not have realized, but I know exactly who you are, so. Anyway, and I was just talking about you a second ago in a separate context. So those who know. And I'm not worried about you, don't worry. Oh yeah, do you know how you just proved who you are? Thank you so much. Says, how about a little Dr. Dave homeless demon? So yeah, obviously I know who you are. If you think you know who it is, let me know in the side chat because it's extremely obvious. Because you're so transparent as well. That's the really funny thing. You want me to give you a tour of my hotel room? It's a little bit creepy. No, I don't think it's Dave. I don't think it's Dave. No, not at all. No, not at all. Myself and Dave are kind of on good ground at the moment. We're not buddy or anything, but we're not at each other. Sandy says, hydrate, whiskey, hydrate for $5. Thank you so much. I will do that. Howard Reynolds for $5 New Zealand dollars. Or I heard somebody call New Zealand next to Australia. That in New Zealand translates as next to Australia. That's awful, but anyway. For $5 New Zealand dollars says, hi, if you hit Damasto in the head with a hammer, it would ring like a church bell for hours. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I would never do that. I don't like physical altercations when they're not necessary. Do you know what I mean? But I think you're right. Judy Lapointe, I've always said it that way, so I'm going to probably just keep saying that way. No, not you, Blackheart. For $5 says, Kate always wins. She certainly does. But she definitely did this time. And Nation She for $2. Thank you so much with no message. I really appreciate that. Albert Esclavin, thank you so much for $2. Says, hey Demon, welcome to America. Thank you so much. I am having a great time here. I really am. And we're finally caught up with everything. Laying down the law with Blue Bear for $5 says, be safe, Demon. Time to go to work. See you on Friday. Dinner is on me. I'm looking forward to it, my friend. I really am. It's going to be a great time. Run, Jock Sock, run. Guys, I just wish that you guys could have seen what it was like in the court. It was his facial reactions. Is that the word? Facial expressions. That's the word I was grasping in the dark for there. Was quite something. He was just so animated, but he looked so crazy. He looked like, I don't know, if you were sitting there as the judge, you'd be looking at it kind of thinking, he looks like the guy that needs to be restrained, man. You know what I mean? It was just, he was so like, he couldn't stop moving. He couldn't settle down for 2 seconds. It was unbelievable. It was just, oh man, he just showed exactly who he was. The judge saw right through it. You see, you have to realize that, like, the judges are lawyers, obviously. So that, you know, she would have either been a prosecutor or a defense attorney at some stage, most likely. Now she may not have been. Some are not. Some would have been civil lawyers or business lawyers that can become judges as well. As far as I know, that's the way it can be in the United States as well as Australia and Ireland. But anyway, that's irrelevant. So she would have seen guys like this from either side, right? I've seen hundreds of guys like these come through the courts, right? Between usually domestic violence stuff. Yeah, I don't like this word because I think it's overused to death. But basically gaslighting. JL says, think about how bad he's seething right now. Oh, I bet he's pissed. Oh, and you know what's going to make him even more angry? The fact that he also owes me $200, and I will be asking for that every single day. Don't you worry. Actually, oh no, I can't email him right now. I will email him in a minute, and I'll be letting him know. I'll send him my PayPal link so he can send me the $200 that he owes me. Actually, Chille, you're obviously watching right now, right? You're obviously watching right now. If you want to just send it to me on PayPal, I'll donate it for you. If you don't, because I know you don't like children that have that horrible disease that you wished upon them. So if you want to, you can just send it to me and I'll send it in on your behalf. All right. Hopefully that might make you feel a bit better that you've done something good for somebody, especially after you lost. Beth Duggan, welcome to the Demon Army. Thank you so much indeed. And Pat's Cats for $2 says, love you, Mr. Demon. Chille is pissed. Oh, big time. Emerald's Not Diamond for $2 says, there are Amish communities in Maine. Come visit. I always wanted to go to Maine because I love the accent. There was a TV show I used to watch where this guy used to swap things. Like he would start with like an old broken motorboat and trade up until he got to something really cool. And so I always wanted to go there because he had this accent that was really interesting. He was like, would you take $250 for it? Kind of like that. I really liked it though. It was really cool. I really want to go. It looks stunning there as well. Okay, unknown. Cool story, bro. whatevs. Anyway, so Cindy Sue says, where we sat, it was far back and we always saw it was a huge screen with a lot of little boxes. Oh, so you were actually in the courtroom. That's awesome. Chille was probably tweaking in court. You said that the Atheist Hammer, whose channel you should check out. Not me. Chille doesn't stop and Chille doesn't pay. You got that right. Ron's KFC for $2 says he's going to blame his loss on a medical condition. Probably. Is mycopene a medical condition? I don't know. Let me see. Oh, that's so cool that you're actually there. I was hoping to get up there, but even if I was able to, I was looking at the flights and all that stuff. It would have been really awkward, man. Flying from here to Boston and back is way trickier than you think. Most of the flights that weren't $600 each way, you'd have to fly from here. I think it was down to Fort Lauderdale and then up to Boston. It was an absolute pain in the ass. Everybody's asking about this warrant. I don't think that there was a warrant. I think when the judge said about the warrant on the court Zoom, she was talking about the next case. So yeah, I don't think it was that there was a warrant issued for him. Uncle Steve, welcome to the Sadistic Sergeants. Thank you so much indeed. So friggin' happy Kate won, but we all knew Kate would. Look at the loser she was up against. Your words, 67 White Stang, not me, but also me. Yeah, I'll say that. Now again, Cheeto, you owe me $200. You can pay it in installments if you like. Either way, it's going to go to charity. If you don't want to give it to charity yourself, then I'll do it for you. No problem. Steve says, see if you can get one of Chille's teeth. Oh, Jesus. Run Chille Run for $2 says, Wee Willie Chille will never win. No, he won't. And you know what? I can't remember who said it in the side chat there earlier in the stream. He is his own worst enemy. The pompous Sarah Marie for £2 says, did you watch his evidence video yet? No, was that on his live stream? I didn't get around to watching it, and my iPad's about to die as well. Ed says, let me tell you in all sincerity, Jesus Murphy, in all sincerity, Jesus, what is wrong with my brain? I'm proud of Josh. He really blew up Chille's case with his rebuttal. Oh, he did. They both did expertly. They did so well. They performed better than a lot of lawyers that I've heard, and I've heard a lot of lawyers in court, like thousands over the few years that I was working in courts. He did an amazing job, and Kate did an amazing job. They did a really great job. I can't plug in my iPad because then I have to plug out my iPhone. I also lost my iPad charger in the airport. I can't remember what airport it was though. But I remember having it plugged in, and I remember getting on the plane and being like, oh no, well, it must have been North Carolina. His evidence vid was just a conspiracy video. It was like something out of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That was from JL Warren. Is that the live stream he just did? Is that what you mean? Pat's Cats. I would love to have been there. That would have been amazing. I understand Prawny, but it's like what I was saying earlier, right? So Prani says praising Josh just seems a bit an involvement face. I understand why you would say that, why you would think that, right? But as I was saying earlier, like at the end of the day, right, if somebody's in the right, or if somebody does something that I think is admirable, or they've done something well, then I'll always give fair dues. If somebody does something that I think is, that it's appropriate to give them fair dues, I absolutely will. And in this case, I think he did a really good job. He conducted himself brilliantly in court, as did Kate. And so yeah, I couldn't fault either of them. So it would be wrong of me to suggest anything else, to be honest with you. And for me to not say how I feel about it just because certain people don't like Josh, I don't think that would be right. It wouldn't be in keeping with what I convey and how I feel. Kojak says, what's your favorite Irish whiskey? Like a regular drinking whiskey, I would say probably Redbreast. The one that I like the most is a very special one that my uncle gets me. My uncle, I probably shouldn't really get into too much. My uncle worked for a really big Irish distillery, and he used to get special stuff. is lovely. Bushmills is lovely too, actually. Pat's Cats for $2 says, this was about free speech. And here's the beauty of this whole thing, right? Here's the beauty of this whole thing. You had Chilito Mussolini, right? Going up against Kate and Josh, right? Kate and Josh, two people, different ends of the argument. Again, I'm with Kate on the fact that I don't believe in the us and them. I don't believe in the, you know, their side and our side. That's not how I see it. I just see people with differing opinions. Now you can say different sides of the argument, perhaps, fine. But this whole enemy kind of mentality, I don't like that. There's no need for it. There's no place for that in modern discourse, in my opinion. Now, there is in certain circumstances, like certain type of things that would be particularly egregious. But in this case, I think we're talking about, you know, a situation where you have this guy that's, you know, people don't like Josh for certain views. That's fine. But yeah, I think they both did a great job. You have Josh on one end of the spectrum, you have Kate on the other end in certain respects, and they were essentially working together, not working together in the way that Chille would claim, but they were both there being accused of stuff, basically, and on being put on the stand by Chille. And they both told the absolute truth and expertly destroyed Chille's argument. But the irony of this whole thing is you have Kate versus Chille, and Chille is supposed to be this eminent First Amendment auditor, free speech absolutist, free speech expert, and he gets destroyed in court by Kate. And the irony of this whole thing is that Kate's win today was a true win for free speech. In fact, Kate's win today was more profound in terms of free speech than anything Chille has ever done other than losing today. Do you get what I'm saying? Faux Shizzle wants a link. I don't have one. I broke my MacBook, so I'm just streaming directly from my phone. I don't know if there's a way to bring you in somewhere. Oh, actually, what if I call you? What if I'll call you on Discord. I'll have to put it on loudspeaker though. It's going to be proper ghetto Chille style, but I'm just going to have to do it that way. I'll give you a buzz right now. Give me 2 secs. Frank Perry for $5 says, Kate and Josh do not agree on things, but have a mutual respect for each other. And when it comes to Chille, Josh has been a stand-up guy and back Kate. 100%. I could not disagree with you there. I think you hit the nail on the head. You said it better than I ever could. I won't send you a link. I'll just call you on Discord if that's okay, because I've got no way of bringing you in if I send you a link. As I say now, this is proper like ghetto Chille style here, right? So forgive me on this one. Like there's just no other way of doing it right now. Oh my God, what have I become? This is going back to my first video, man. My first video ever was like this. Unbelievable. Just you let me know when you're ready, Shiz. Yeah, Josh, and that's the thing, right? Nobody is beyond, you know, changing and whatever. So like, you know, like if Chille changed his ways, right? And I'm not saying that he has to act in a way that I think is the right way to act or that I find appropriate or that any of you do. But if he started to act in a way that I felt was appropriate and reasonable and not even being apologetic or anything, but just changing his ways, then I would respect that and I would, you know, I would say it for what it is. Whereas with Josh, I can say that from when I first saw his material to now, and I think a lot of the way he is now is a result of the interactions that he's had with Chille and the issues that he's had with Chille. So that's a big difference. And the other side of it is that Josh got a lot of heat for changing his ways and not going after cops the way he used to do. And it's like anything, you know, you gain that respect in the long run from people who actually matter. And so that was really important. So Shiz, I will call you right now on the Discord. Just give me a second. Hopefully this works. Like, fuck me. Give me a sec here. As I say now, this is super ghetto here, but you're just going to have to bear with me. Now, if any super chats come in the meantime, I apologize in advance if I missed them. Can you hear me, Shiz? No, she can't because she didn't answer yet, so that's my bad. All right, give me a sec here now. Right, I'm just going to put up the studio curtain, which is my hat, while I go get a drink. Oh wait, hold on. Shiz is in the house. Shiz is out of the house again. Shiz is now back in the house.
I went to the courthouse for a bit, and then I went back.
So, what's happening?
Nothing. That was an adventure.
It was quite something, wasn't it?
Oh my God! He tries to turn everything into a circus, and he acts like the courts are going to deal with this nonsense.
I got the impression, I don't know if you kind of came across this as well, that I feel like, oh, I might be on my own on this one, but I feel like he knew going into this that he wasn't going to win, and he needed to make it look like a circus so that he could then turn around and turn it into something else, basically. Or at least that would have at least been a backup plan.
I think in his little minuscule
right
fucking Grinch-sized heart that he really believed this was going to work. He really believed that Zayn was also going to be successful with this situation that's coming up. I think that Chille has the utmost confidence in himself.
Yeah, no, I think in the grand scheme of things, you're probably right on that. Like, it's just a case of him having that option as a backup plan that he can go, look, they didn't take me seriously because of X, Y, and Z. I'm going to call it now, right? I think he's going to turn some of this into a male-female thing because it was a female judge. I think he's going to use that for sure. But anyway, tell us. So you were in the back of court, were you?
I was like 2 rows behind Kate.
Awesome. And so, because I couldn't actually really see it very well, but what happened when Zayn or Brainer or whatever his name is came in?
Well, so I came after Zayn, but it was interesting because when I was going through security, the bailiff was watching the hearing, and I said, oh, Chille de Castro, that's what I'm here for. And she was like, this is such a waste of time. She told me she had already had to remove one of his supporters, which Zayn was the only supporter I saw there. She said she already had to remove someone once, and basically that it was just absolutely ridiculous. Everyone there was fed up. As soon as they dismissed it, the whole courtroom applauded, and it wasn't even like out of support for Kate. It was people waiting for their cases to be heard that were so happy it was over.
That is hilarious. Yeah, I remember I was watching it and I heard the clapping, and I didn't know immediately because it wasn't immediately clear from the audio whether or not it was people clapping or people in uproar about something. I thought maybe that guy Zaner had kicked off or whatever, but then you could clearly hear that it was clapping, and the judge kind of admonished people for clapping, but only kind of. You know what I mean? It was like almost as if she agreed, but I'm not saying she did, but it was I think she knew straight away the kind of guy that this dude was. Like I got that impression.
Oh yeah, and he kept trying to cut the judge off. He kept trying to tell her about the law, just like he did last time.
And he was so condescending to her.
Because she's a woman. She has a vagina, so therefore she's less than to little Chillito. Even though his penis is probably just a large clitoris, but I digress.
I think it's probably a small clitoris, personally. I've always said I think he's got an innie, to be quite honest with you. little cashew nut testicles from years of not taking performance-enhancing drugs. Yeah, like there was one part that I thought was particularly funny where he was like, they're online trolls, and to explain, like another word for trolls is harasser, I think is how he put it. And she was like, Mr. Castro, I'm fully aware what harassment is, and I know what a troll is. And I was like, dude, she's like 10 years younger than you. Of course she knows what a fucking internet troll is, you dickhead. She's a judge. I mean,
he's a boomer. He's such a boomer.
Oh, he's oh man, I'm convinced he's going through the menopause at the moment, so I'm giving him a lot of leeway. Like, definitely menopause. Like,
he definitely gets hot flashes. I've seen it.
That could be the knee pressure that he's got going on at the moment, the alleged knee pressure. That's what I'm calling it, because it's like, who cares? It's knee pain, blood pressure, it's all the same shit anyway. So he basically opened up with the biggest jumble of shite that I've ever heard. Like, he just jumped from one thing to the other. And
he fucked up because instead of arguing each case separately, instead of saying Josh did this, Josh did that, and then saying Kate did this, Kate did that, he melded them together.
Exactly.
Which, if you look at it overall, any judge is going to look at it overall and be like, this guy's on his fucking period.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, well, as I was watching it, I was like, dude, you have not made a case at all. Like, I was trying to look at it as subjectively as possible, objectively, subjectively, one of the objectivelys as possible. And I was like, dude, you are not making a case for yourself at all. You're making yourself look fucking crazy right now. And that was so abundantly clear because Josh and Kate were so put together in what they were saying. They were clear, concise. They knew exactly what they were there to say. And Chille was like, oh my God, this happened, this happened. Could you see him in the background shaking his head and clutching his pearls and shit?
Oh my God. So they had, behind where Kate and Josh were standing with the bailiff, they had a big TV. So they had all the little squares of everyone on Zoom. And Chille's little square, you could just see his head bouncing around every time he got pissed off.
And like there was one moment, I don't know if you saw it, where he covered his mouth like a little old lady who just heard somebody say ass. And he started just shaking his head back and forth for like a good 2 or 3 minutes straight. I thought his head was going to fall off.
Well, I'm hearing that he did record it. So anyone out there, if you have that recording, I would really love to have that recording.
There was a moment where, I don't know if you recall it, where the judge...
He looked at the wrong camera.
He was looking at the wrong camera, and somebody commented in the Discord that they thought that Chille was reading the Discord. And I said, well, Chille, if you are reading the Discord, I just want you to tell the judge that I told you to eat my ass. And obviously he didn't say that. In fact, that somehow would have maybe even helped his case, because he certainly wasn't helping himself. And he seemed to be looking at the wrong camera. But there was one moment where the judge said something about recording, not at the start where she was giving her warning, but kind of halfway through. And I can't recall what it was, but it was like she was asking him if he was recording or if he was streaming. Sorry. And sorry.
Oh no, I don't think that was about the court. That was when they were talking about how they know his location.
His location. That was what I was going to say. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was which one of those two things it was, but yeah, it was the guy at the very end. I don't know if you heard the guy burst in with the English accent that was like, "Oh, Your Honor, he's streaming this right now," and she said, "Thank you for letting me know." Did you probably already gone at that point?
Yeah, we as soon as it was over, the bailiffs walked us all to the basement.
So Internet God just commented and
someone saying Flat Derp has it.
Internet God just commented and apparently, so a few people have said this earlier and I heard it differently, but I'm open to correction. Internet God said someone on Kick's live stream said the judge issued a warrant for Chille recording, but I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is.
No, the warrant that she was talking about at the end was the next case.
That's what I thought, because she said bring up the warrant, or bring up the warrant matter, because she was moving on to the next case. Otherwise, she would have actually just sat there and probably called him back into court, into Zoom court. Charlie Welch for $2 says, Defo A1 douche, a massin chill. Oh, he's like God tier douche. Like if he was God tier anything, it's being a douche and being a bitch. And Frank Perry for $2 says, Chille, Chille is why you don't do coke before court. I hope you're talking about Coca-Cola there, Mr. Perry. And
I drank a Coca-Cola on the way to court, and I didn't lose my shit.
I'm drinking a Coca-Cola right now, and I'm also not shaking my head maniacally. And the weird smiling and laughing he was doing. Tracy Welch for £2 says, did we not know this would happen? Oh, yeah. Oh, we knew.
This was more predictable than Chille's period.
Oh, 100%. But actually, it's interesting because I don't think I've ever heard of somebody having a continuous period for about 6 months. Because that seems to be what's happening. You should probably get that checked out.
Yeah, he probably like tore his cervix or something.
I think so. He looked so out of whack in that stream. Like he looked really like on a knife's edge at that point.
Well, that's how he is whenever he sees Kate or whenever someone mentions Kate in his chat. If anything has to do with Kate, he instantly like cannot hide on his face how fucking pissed off he is that she exists.
Like that apology. I was listening to that stream this morning. Sorry, apology in air quotes. I was listening to that stream this morning, and like it was basically a whole thing of sorry I said this horrible thing, but it was Kate's fault. Like that's all it was. Like the whole way through it was, you know. And as Kate said, I think she actually said it in court. It's like it's straight out of the abuser's handbook. I hate using this word because I think it is used to death and it's used incorrectly constantly. But that is the definition of gaslighting right there. Like,
Oh yeah,
you
that's all he
know,
does.
and I don't use that word lightly because it's like the word racist or, you know, homophobe or whatever. It's just used to death and it takes the sting out of it. But that's actually a good example of it. Sandy D for $2 says, someone send Chille some tampons, some man-pons. That's what he needs right now. Well,
He
you
needs
know,
like the supersized ones.
oh, massive, like big fucking
He needs like a
mattress-sized
tampon with
ones.
wings. They don't even make those, but they're gonna make them for him for his girth.
I don't know if I could use the word girth associated with Chille.
I'm talking about the diameter of his vagina.
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can park a
That's a
motorcycle
girthy
in
machine.
there. Oh, definitely, 100%. That's, I wouldn't say that's the craziest I've seen him. The craziest I've seen him was when he was high as balls a few times and just went completely nuts on live streams,
Oh, the
just suing
videos that
everybody.
he sent Josh when he was high were fucking insane.
They were like proper nuts. And I'm like, I was saying here early in the stream that as much as I would have loved to have seen some of the videos come out from both sides, because it would have just been epic viewing, it just wasn't needed at all. Like, because it was obvious from the outset, literally the first 30 seconds of this case, it was obvious that the judge was like, this guy's a fucking nutcase. Like, so
Oh yeah,
obvious.
he was sitting in front of his poster.
Oh, did you get the part? What was it he said where he
When he
was a
brought it up,
national
He's
figure?
like, oh, they're mad at me because I made this poster
Yeah.
about slavery and imprisonment.
That I was sitting there thinking, I was like, you know, you're not doing a live stream right now, Chilito, right? Like, you're an open court, and he
No,
said
he was
that.
trying to pander to the judge because
Oh,
she
of
was
course he was.
African American.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh, absolutely. He was talking about the slavery and law and things like that, and then he was like, he was talking down to her about, you don't know how hard it is to file a federal lawsuit. I was like, I'm pretty sure she probably fucking does. You know, Paul
She might
Morrison.
know a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, she might have she may not be a fully qualified barista, as he calls a barrister, which is hilarious. But Paul Morrison for £6 says, so just after catching up, if I send this to you, it hurts Chille's feelings, lol. Just take my money, you mad Irishman. Well, thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate that. I certainly will, and I will make him very angry with it. That's I've got to be honest, it is a guilty pleasure of mine. It really is that he gets so.
Oh, pissing Philly off? Yeah. Oof.
I got to read this one because I haven't heard that word in a while. Diarmid Costello says, that Langer needs a rack of bodice. Put hair on his chest. So for those of you who don't know what a Langer is, it's a word we use only in my city, in Cork. A Langer is, it can be used in a good way or a bad way. Chille's a Langer. Like, if I showed a video of Chille to any of my old aunties, they'd call him a Langer. It's like a dickhead. And bodice is pork ribs that you boil to death, basically. It's a cuisine from my town. But sorry, I had to read that
See,
one.
I learned something today.
There you go. Because you weren't going to learn anything from Chille except how not to conduct a court case. Can I ask you this?
Chille taught me how to be an alpha, actually. So
Really?
yeah, you just lose your mind and you get all up in your feelings, and then you complain to people about it, and then you're an alpha.
I always, like, I must say, right, I tend to agree. I think the most alpha thing you can do when somebody says something that detracts from your views on the internet is to maniacally claim that you're going to sue everybody and get their whole channel and life and job and house and vehicles taken, like everything. Can I ask you this though? Quick question. So it is the 21st today. I don't even know what time it is. It's like 2 p.m. So is it only until 12 midnight tonight that Kate's got her channel for? Like, will it come down at midnight, or how does that work?
Well, I think that's going to depend on the very serious federal lawsuit against Google and YouTube. But for now, it seems like Kate might be safe. It's shocking, but Chille said something like he wrote a check his mouth couldn't fucking cash. He again said something was going to happen that didn't. I'm so sorry you're all disappointed.
And that's so unlike him as well. Like, that's not something that I've ever seen Chille do. Oh wait, no, it is.
No, he's
so
genuine and honest.
I was genuinely shocked when I woke up this morning and had a message on Discord, because I was pretty sure that he said my Discord was going to be gone by today. And then I talked about it on YouTube, which again came as a surprise because that was also supposed to be gone today at Chille's behest. So I'm not really...
Oh, he's not actually going to go after you. You have a penis. He's not going to go after
I
you.
actually have two of them. So he's definitely not going to come after me. I always carry a spare. You never know. Frank Perry for $2 says, we should get together and buy Kate at the fight belt. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, that is the best. That is the best idea that I have heard yet. Okay, I'm putting this out there now, Frank. I'm going to try and make that happen. So for those who don't know what that's
Or
about,
champion.
on the night of the fight that was supposed to happen with Chille's high knee pressure, on the night of the fight, we're going to be all signing the championship belt, and we're going to be auctioning it off for St. Jude's charity. I think of anybody in the world who deserves to wear that belt, it's Kate right now.
Dude, seriously.
We should
handle it like a champ.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. Frank Perry, thank you so much for that idea, right? What I'm going to do, I'll think about it today while I'm in Macy's spending all this lovely Chille money, because I am a professional troll, as he said in his court case there. While I'm spending that Chille money, I'm going to go buy my mom some Chanel perfume. Thank you, Chille. Because Chille owes me $200, by the way, because he took a bet against me the other night, but we'll...
Oh, yeah, he owes a bunch of people money.
I have a better chance of getting trials for the Cincinnati Bengals than I do of getting that money from Chille, but I'm going to try. The pompous Sarah Marie for £5 says apparently he was tired from only finishing his video evidence at 5 a.m. It definitely had the air of last minute homework. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was bad. And Mary, quite contrary, for $10 says Chille's twig and berries are ready to fall off, because after all, fall starts today or tomorrow. Have fun here while you're visiting and enjoy your stay. Thank you so much indeed.
I think Chille's twig and berries fell off somewhere around the time of the jocks.
I think they fell off when he was being taken out. I think when he was born, something slipped.
It's a girl?
Something slipped, and I think that's why we have this angry little manlet now. Warsmith for £2 says available now. The Chillito Clunge Cover Mega Pad. I will not even begin to explain to you folks what the word clunge means. You can guess for yourself. It's a nasty word for a ladies down southern region. It comes from a TV show, as far as I know, it comes from a TV show called The In-Betweeners. Yeah, it's hilarious. So anyway, I, for one, think that Kate does absolutely deserve to wear that belt. And I think that as a community, I'll make this happen. I'll live stream until we feckin' win it. We should try to buy Kate that belt. Because that would be...
Hey, well, Irish Playboy, you coming to Boston? What's going on?
I was supposed to come to Boston. I was talking about it earlier today. First and foremost, the fucking cost of Boston, of getting there and staying there. Holy shit. And then the other thing is, because of the flights that I was coming in on, I would have had to have flown all the way here to Cincinnati and then stay in the hotel till like 5 a.m. and then fly to Boston early. But I'd have to go via Fort Lauderdale. I think that's in Florida. It was just a nightmare. Apparently so.
Yeah, you gotta fly JetBlue.
I think so, maybe. But it was really expensive as well. It was like crazy money. I think it was actually more expensive than flying all the way out here, which was nuts. I actually did have somebody reach out to me the other day that was like, we should road trip it up. And I was like, that's a long road trip, man. Like, that's a long fucking road trip.
From Ohio, I've driven back and forth to Ohio. It's about 8.5 hours.
Oh, that's not too bad. But
no, it's not.
8.5 hours where I come from, you can drive up and down the whole length of the country about 4 times. So it's probably, for me, it's like, okay, that's a long ass spin. But what we should try to do, I genuinely think it would be the ultimate slap in the face that Kate will wear the belt that Chille was convincing everybody that he was going to win. That is the ultimate slap in his little bitch face for her to wear that championship belt. And a kids' cancer charity, or a cancer charity in general, will get the benefit of the money that's raised to buy that belt for the real champion, Kate.
Right.
I think we can, between us all, we can make that happen. I think so. We should definitely give it a fucking good go anyway.
Right? If not, we should look into making her a court champion belt.
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. If everybody's down to give that a go, just let me know. Put a 1 in the side chat for yes, or 2 for no. But don't donate anything yet until we figure out how we're going to do it. I don't know that I'll be able to run that side. I'll promote the shit out of it, but I don't think I'll be able to run that side of it because my computer's broken and it'll be really hard for me to keep track of everything. Usually I would, but it's probably not the best idea now, especially I've only got like Wi-Fi half the time, and it'd just be a pain in the ass. So I'll figure it out and I'll get some help with it. So if people want to do that, we'll do. I think that would be an amazing thing for her to wear the belt that Chilito was convinced he was going to win after just beating him in court. Oh, that is. I'm getting a stiffy. I'm gonna have to film something for my OnlyFans here. That's amazing.
Don't say that. That's an insult to Chille since he doesn't have one.
That's true. I don't want to be mean and like, because I've got two and he's got none. So it's kind of a bit of a, you know.
Well, you gotta come to Boston before my surgery so we can get appetizers.
I definitely want to go get some appies. That's going to be. I really wanted to go to Boston because there was a barbershop I wanted to visit there that they had a massive altercation with an auditor a while back, and I really wanted to go there. And it wasn't that far actually from the court, as far as I'm aware, like within an hour drive. So it would have been worth it to do a video for the new channel and stuff like that. But oh well. I'll get out there soon anyway. I'm planning on coming back to the States in March and doing a couple of months around the place and just checking it out properly, you know?
Glutton for punishment.
What's that?
Are you going to move here so you can get sued?
I was thinking about it, like, because the reality is what Chille doesn't realize is this, right? Him suing Kate and Josh and me and probably Johnny O, JL, my mom, the guy who, you know, installed the bed in this room just because I'm using it to sleep where I'm making money. He doesn't realize that by suing all of us, he's actually helping us in a lot of ways. Just to be real, you know, how many people send super chats just to trigger Chille today alone?
Oh, look at Chille's car on our channel. Whoever Chille's car is, I adore you, bro.
What an amazing, like, that's true. Just amazing. And obviously not everybody can do that.
It's spite donations.
Oh, spite donations. I said this on a live stream one night, and I'd say like 20 or 25 super chats came in just to drive this guy crazy, where I just said, look guys, I'm sorry, I generally wouldn't be a very petty person, but I'm going to be super petty right now and say thank you for sending all the super chats that are specifically done to annoy Chille. And then they just started flowing in, and I was kind of a little bit tipsy, and I had the fucking time of my life just because they were annoying the shit out of him. And I knew they were because he was talking about it in a live stream. I was like, this is just magic.
I can't believe he went live straight after court. Like, oh, what an idiot.
Yeah, he's not the brightest, which would come as no surprise to absolutely anybody, like at all. But I think the takeaway from all of this is, I mean, surprise, surprise.
Well, I mean, okay, here's the takeaway. Chille thinks he knows things, and he doesn't. The court did not accept any of his affidavits. He only had one person there to support him in his bullshit.
Oh, I thought there was 7 or 8.
His understanding of the law is just fucking mind-blowing. When he ever thinks that he can tell judges about the law, it's like, you already lost, bro.
Oh, you're done. You're done. Like, people forget, you know, judges are human beings too. And they can kind of look at somebody and go, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? And that's
like, if you're going to sit up there and try to get a frivolous harassment order, like I saw the affidavit when we got to court, it was bullshit. It was absolute bullshit. And to try to get up there and you already have cards stacked against you because you're a fucking bumbling moron, but then you're going to tell the judge, like, well, do you know about this law? Do you know about this? Like, dude, stop. Like, he can't get out of his own fucking way.
Oh, no, he's somebody mentioned this earlier. He is absolutely his own worst enemy. Like, he brings so much of this shit on himself. Chille's car for $20 says, I love you more.
Kate reflects the feminine side of him that he hides. I think that's why he gets so mad.
And I think he hates it so much that she's strong and very capable of dealing with him, because he's so insecure that he needs to feel like he can have power, especially over women, because, you know, historically that was the easier kind of person to go after, but he picked the wrong one. Chilito's car sent me a super chat for you saying, I love you more. So I've got to buy you appies out of that. I call them appies.
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 I love your accent. It reminds me of my grandpa.
Oh, where's your grandpa from?
They're from Clare.
Oh, no shit. That's amazing. If
you knew my last name, you'd be like, holy shit. It's everywhere over there, I guess.
I wonder if it's the same as mine, because we're one of the more common last names in Ireland. In Clare in particular. Too. While you're doing that, I'm just gonna go back and catch some of these super chat. I hate missing them, but it's really hard when I'm not on the computer. Oh shit, where was it? Sorry now guys, if I do miss some of these, I do apologize in advance. Where was it? Jesus Murphy. Diarmuid Costello for €2 says Chille has to break into his congen box to pay up. Oh, Diarmuid's coming out with all the Cork slang today. A congen box is where you put money like for little charities. It was a thing that people in Ireland always used to have a congen box in their house. We'd all raid it and get ice cream, which was terrible. But Matt Gunnarsson for 20 secs says, start a fundraiser, please. Leave it with me. Leave it with me. I'll figure out a way to do it that I don't have to run it. And that's not me being lazy. It's just being here and doing all the stuff I'm doing at the moment. It'd just be too much for me to do at the moment. Night of Nate says, go to Skyline Chili when in Cincy. So good. I got to check that out for sure. I've got a couple more days here, so I have loads of time to check all that kind of stuff out. We have Kojak for $10 says, down PMT on Belfricade. Pay who you will. I'm definitely going to try work something out for that. I think that is genius. Thank you, Frank. And we have James Benson for $2 says, fly to BDL 1.5 hours from Boston and 2 hours from New York. That's really handy to know for the next time. Thank you so much. Hitchbot for $5 says, morality had a lot of aspects that are opinions. There's also a universal baseline. I'd like to see him get that far. Till then, this is for spite. Beautifully put, and thank you so much indeed. I couldn't agree more. Very well put, actually. I think it was more in reference to what I was saying earlier about him being able to redeem himself in people's eyes. Cindelution for $10 says, at Chille's Car and at Susie Y are my heroes and mentors for how to piss off Chille. Well, hopefully soon you too will become one of the, was it 25,000 professional trolls? And then
the troll farm is growing.
Oh, apparently. The troll farm is doing really, really well at the moment. Helis Gaming for $2 says, from Chilito. And the last one, Neuter Dude for $5 says, honestly, I never used my skills on Chilito. TTU forever. TTU, baby. And Sherry Feeney, that's a lovely Irish name. I went to school with a load of Feenies. Says, welcome to the Demon Army. And Dave's not here for $2 says, can we still buy a ticket for the non-fight? Absolutely. Hit me up. I have some spares, I think. Hit me up on email and I'll put you in touch with somebody who might be able to sort you out for that. Dave's not here. And we'll be hanging out there for a couple of nights, so it's going to be a load of fun. No, got that out of the way because I didn't want to miss those. I hate missing those. Lisa asked, what's your favorite appies?
Oh, I don't know. Me and Kate are usually big fans of nachos.
Big what?
Big fans of nachos. Nachos are always classic.
I don't know that I've ever had like proper nachos.
What?
Like in America.
What?
I mean, I've had them in Ireland, but I don't think I've had. I'm going to go get some here.
We'll take you up for nachos.
Okay.
It's settled.
I'm just going to go get my coat.
All right.
The next time I'm over, I will go to Boston specifically for nachos. Chille's Car has another message here for $10. Says, also, Zaner eats from dirty ashtrays in Rachel Anderson's room at the Mustang Ranch. Those are definitely all words, and I thank you for them, but I have no idea what the context is.
That guy was so creepy. Like, even just sitting in a courthouse with him, he was just very weird. What a zany character. I don't know. He just sat there with his sunglasses on and just, like, stared. He kept, like, smiling. Like, I think he thought that Chille was going to get some sort of victory and didn't. And then when they dropped the orders, he looked kind of pissed off. And he put a hoodie on when he walked out. I think that's why the bailiffs were like, oh, he's going to try to circle around the parking lot to get Kate.
That bad? Oh, hold on. What? Say that again?
When he was leaving, I guess Josh, I think, might have recorded him. He put on a hoodie as he was leaving. And I think that, I mean, the bailiffs were already ready to walk us through the basement anyway, but I think that's a big part of the reason they were like, no, we're going out the other door.
So they were fully aware going into this whole thing that there was potential threat against Kate and Josh and all of you guys.
Yeah, because he said he has a harassment order against me. I don't know why he's sitting here right now. But I feel like it's to antagonize me or to try to get me to violate the order. So, I mean, big shout out to Attleboro District Court. They handled this shit show expertly. No courthouse should ever have to deal with this, but they handled it so well.
I've had a lot of cases like that where in my last year working in the courts, I was injured pretty badly for a while. And so I was put in the district, not the district court, the magistrate's court, mostly restraining orders. And I used to have to do that every single day where people had to be separated and things like that. And I can tell you, it puts the whole court out of whack. Everybody's on edge. You know, you need extra officers. You need all sorts of shit in place. It's an absolute ball ache. Let me just grab a couple more of these super chats here. Ice Blade for $5 says, if you end up touring the US and stop in St. Louis, that's definitely going to happen. Go to City Museum. It's not a museum. It's an adult playground that will floor you. What kind of, like that kind of adult playground? I'm fucking down. Ron for $2 says, the Mustang Ranch is a brothel here in Nevada. Oh, I heard about that. It was like the first properly legal one or something. I think, what was that British documentary maker? He went there. The guy whose brother is married to Jennifer Aniston. Can't remember his name.
Oh, can I answer a question in your chat real quick?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So the courts in Massachusetts, it's actually illegal to record the Zooms and things like that. So someone was asking if the court releases it. No, you can request the FTR, which is just the audio recording of the hearing. But recording, taking pictures, anything like that in a Massachusetts courtroom is illegal.
Right.
So you have to request it through the courts. But apparently Chille recorded it, so I guess we'll have it soon.
I wonder this, though. If for example, somebody took it upon themselves to record it and then sent that to me or another creator and then they used it, I'm guessing they'd be an accessory to something. There's probably something against reproducing it.
We actually had a case recently in Massachusetts that was very similar, and the YouTube personality, I hate calling him that put it out actually did not get in any legal trouble. Only the person that recorded and disseminated it to other people got in trouble.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
The video's still up that he put out with the illegal audio, so I'm going to guess that there's no real getting in trouble for it.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah, as long as you don't record it and you don't disseminate it, you're not breaking the law.
Because that's actually the illegal part. Yeah, that makes sense. Chuck in Tennessee, formerly Chuck in Illinois, can't believe my super chat triggered him like that. Also from a long time back, not even recent, changed states when I moved. Which one was it that triggered the shit out of him? That's hilarious.
Probably any words.
Oh, basically anything other than I love Chille and he's right about everything. Licenscraft for $4.99 says, if you ever find yourself in Western New York, you have to try the local hard apple cider. Ooh, I would like that. Yeah, I've definitely got to do New York. I mean, that's a given. That's got to happen. I flew over it, but I didn't stop. Because I wasn't the one driving the plane, so unfortunately I wasn't able to turn it around right there.
Pilot? Chille said you were a pilot from Australia.
I'm a massive aviation nerd, and I was on my way to get my private pilot's license, nothing fancy. I did want to be an airline pilot, but I lost the use of my left eye, so I wasn't able to get the A1 medical to get my commercial pilot's license, so I stopped flying then. But I'm going to go back and get it just to be able to fly for fun, you know. But I put it away for a long time because I was like, it's tough when you wanted to do it for a living and it was something that you wanted to make your career and then you automatically can't do it. You just don't want anything to do with flying at that point. But now I'm back in love with aviation in the past few years. So as a hobby, I'll definitely do it. I've got to try to get to an Air Force base here to watch some fighters and stuff take off. That'd be awesome. Be amazing.
Message me. I have a friend in the Air Force. I'll see if she knows anyone at a base.
Oh, that'd be wicked. Yeah, if there's anywhere where you can watch them take off, that'd be awesome. Especially
shoot me a DM.
Full afterburner, fucking straight up takeoff. Oh, I always wanted. I've never seen it in real life.
My Air Force friend, she's hot. Shout out to Hot Air Force.
Hello, Hot Air Force. Yeah, definitely put me in touch. Just don't tell Mrs. Demon. But yeah, so it was the long-awaited day, and it did not disappoint, did it? It was pretty epic.
I just want to know how he's going to take down the channels now.
That's the thing.
He promised he was going to.
I'm surprised I'm still streaming right now, to be honest, because I was promised, aside from the $200 that he now owes me, I was promised that my channel will get taken down, and I was kind of, tentatively waiting. And alas, it hasn't happened yet. Now, there's still a few hours left in this day, so maybe he has to wait till midnight. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Maybe he like has to get super high before he does it. I don't know what power he thinks he has in the United States to silence people when he is supposedly so pro-rights. It's just fucking annoying.
That's what blew me away watching this whole thing. Like, he is supposed to be the First Amendment auditor, the civil rights activist, the free speech activist, and as I said earlier, the person in that courtroom that did the best thing for free speech of the whole scenario was Kate, and Josh too, obviously. But because Kate is the one that he sees as the anti-free speech one, you know, she did more for free speech in that, you know, 15 or 20 minutes or whatever it was that she spoke than Chille has done in his whole quote-unquote career.
But there has to be something in him that knows that, like, everything that has been said has been factual. Like, he knows he got arrested for GHB. He knows he blackmailed those people in California. He knows that he's done all of this. So when he gets up to his fans and he's like, nope, it's a lie, it's like, he has no connection to reality, or is he really, he thinks he'll get more money if he denies who he is? I don't know.
Like, there was a moment in the case where he talked about, you know, oh, they released my what was it again? They released my address on a live stream. And I was like, hold on, Chille, you released hers at one point and loads of other people's. Yep. And he released what he thought was mine, which was a fucking troll that I sent him. I sent him an email with a fake police arrest record that somebody had sent me, and he totally took the bait. And he still claims that I was arrested for DUI.
Of course he did.
I was tucked up in bed eating nappies. Like, I didn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't arrested for shit, but he still believes it anyway because he's a moron. But
I don't know, just like he believes Kate siphoned gas and is on state-mandated medication.
I can't believe he said that about the state-mandated medication.
Which is insane because he's been here. So he went down to Mass and Cass. And I'm sorry, if Massachusetts was in a position where they were forcing medication on people, we would not have the homelessness issue that we have right now. Exactly. We just wouldn't.
Exactly. And like, he said that in open court, as if that's something that the judge wouldn't be able to find out is true or false. You know?
He got pissed.
Oh, he was so triggered. It was beautiful. Glober Mom for $5 says, showing a re-edited version of the video when Kate met Chille, at 3 p.m. Eastern. He pulled down the original video from my channel. Oh yeah, he copyright struck you, didn't he? And Frank Perry for $5 says, Chille's going to close his eyes, put his fingers in his ears and up his ass, and scream, la 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 la, your channels are gone like a toddler. Exactly. Because he just does, as you rightly said, he's out of touch with reality to a certain point. I do think there's a part of him, and that's partly why he's so angry and so triggered. There's a part of him that realizes that he is wrong and that he you know, that he's not winning this quote unquote war that he feels like he's engaged in. In actuality, this war, as he has put it in the past, is him lashing out at his detractors for pointing out things that we can all see. Like, everybody can see the way he acts. And
well, I mean, how are you going to go on the internet and give a fuck what people say? Like, you can't start a YouTube channel and care that the trolls are making fun of you.
Exactly.
You can't walk into the internet and think it's a safe place. It's not. It's fucking not. Rowdy out here.
and the thing is, like, when you're in the kind of part of the internet that you and I and Chille and others are in, where they're really contentious issues and things that drive a lot of division and hatred, frankly, you're going to get backlash. Like, I have had so much abuse since I started doing YouTube. Like, nothing compared to what Kate has gotten and nothing compared to what Chille has gotten. But I've gotten it too.
I had someone going around on Mother's Day saying that my deceased son never existed. And did I cry about it? Did I live stream about it? Did I scream about it? No. Because, you know what, at the end of the day, who gives a fuck what anyone's opinion is?
Like, there was a guy in my side chat earlier talking about how it looks like I'm in a crack motel. And I was like, dude, I just flew from Ireland and, like, having a fucking
hotels here are fucking expensive.
Yeah, oh, goddamn.
Crack hotel's expensive, too.
God, they're nuts. Like, the one I'm staying at is, I won't say what hotel it is, obviously, but it's nice. It's not, like, the fancy, like, I've stayed at some magnificent hotels in the Middle East, and, like, this isn't a patch on any of those, but you have to realize the difference between staying in a hotel in Cincinnati and staying in a hotel in fucking Dubai. There's a huge difference. But he was like, oh, you're staying in a crack motel. It's like, you think I actually care that that's what you think, random fucking guy who I actually know who it is on the internet? Obviously, I don't give a shit.
Is it a Chille follower? Like,
no.
You're following a a dude
No.
that lived in a minivan.
No, it was a guy who he just has a massive hate boner for me. He used to be a Dr. Dave guy, then he wasn't. He was challenging Dr.
All right,
Dave to
you
a
can
fight.
leave it right there. I know the exact type
Yep.
of person once he said he was a Dr. Dave guy.
Yeah, and he challenged Dr. Dave to a fight the other night. He wanted to, instead of the Chille fight, he wanted to fight Dr. Dave in a ring in Cleveland, Ohio. And I was like, if you do that, I'll start walking fucking now and I will be there. Because Dr. Dave, he's 185 years old. And this other guy is some random fucking guy on the internet. It's like, why would Dave take that fight? I was like, I'll take that fight. I told him straight up, I'll take that fight. One hand behind my back, I'll take that fight. It would be my absolute pleasure. I'll even pay to do it. But alas, he turned me down.
Well, that's the worst thing about the St. Jude's fight is that Chille turned it into a way for Chille to make money. And then he fucking wished cancer on kids. Like, you made the fight about you making money, and then you wished cancer on children, you disingenuous piece of shit. Like,
exactly.
I was so mad.
Exactly. Like, when he said that the other night, like, I don't get offended, generally. I just don't. I've been around too long, I've seen enough shit, and, working in the courts in Australia, of all places, I have been called the worst shit I've ever been called ever. And I've had awful things said to me and heard awful things. Like, this shit rolls off my back. But, like, wishing bone cancer on children because the parents of those children support somebody that you don't like is the most egregious shit ever. But more so, as you said, immediately after you bitched out of a fight for a fucking cancer charity that you made money off. Like,
his comment didn't even offend me. It made me, like, blindly angry.
Me too.
It got me more angry than I've been in a long time.
Oh, exactly. Like, I was watching, and when he said it, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, you have just destroyed any credibility you had, and now you're going to turn around and try to say that, like, you're failing on YouTube because Kate. No, you're failing on YouTube because you suck and nobody trusts you. And then you've said this, and then of course he made it was Kate's fault. It was like when a guy hits his wife and it's like, I'm sorry that you made me so angry. It's like, no, you asshole.
Oh no, that was definitely like a narcissistic abuser's playbook right there. 100%. I did something bad, but it's not my fault.
Exactly. Why did you make me do that? It's I'm just going to catch these quick super chats. Jack for €5, Jack up there in Tipperary. Good to see you, buddy. Says, how much longer can he keep these nonsense filings up? Can the courts dismiss his whole life without prejudice?
Well, that's the sad part. He could keep this up in perpetuity. Like, as soon as we left the courthouse, I looked at Kate and I was like, Kate, he's going to go somewhere else to try another one.
Of course he is. Of course he is, because he's just a big man toddler. Chille's car for $5 says, Irish, if you're into black helicopters, real UFOs, and other spaceships, go to Chille's head. I live there rent-free.
We all do somehow.
Oh, 100%. Cindelution for $5 says, so does Chille have to pay Kate's legal fees, court costs? Generally for, I don't know if it's the same in the US as it is in Australia, but generally speaking for these kind of cases, that would be very hard to make happen.
Yeah, for any criminal cases, likely not. The civil case, it could go either way.
It could.
You're told to pay her legal fees, which would be so amazing.
Oh God, it would be unreal. Like, he never will do it. Like, he owes me $200 and a load of other people because he made a bet that he couldn't keep. I would have bet him $2,000, but I know he doesn't have $2,000. Chuck in Tennessee for $2 says, did judge issue a warrant for Chille at the end? No, sorry, that was a misunderstanding. She was calling up the next case, which was a warrant matter, and so no, people misunderstood that, I think. But yeah,
no warrants. Well, besides the Ironton.
Oh yeah. Oh man, he said he's going to go to Ironton. I'd love to see that.
I don't know. Is he going to answer the dismissal that was filed? Because his case is about to get thrown out because he hasn't responded.
I wonder. I doubt it. I doubt he'll do it. Like, I wonder, would the court make him appear in person to do that? In which case he'll get arrested. Response? Yeah. In which case he'll get arrested for his outstanding warrant.
He's a girl for not doing it anyway, because that warrant, he would have been in and out in like an hour or two. They wouldn't have kept him forever.
No, not for something like that. It would have been just quick. The voices in Chille's head for $2 says, please get out of his head. It's already too crowded. I can't. I'm lodged in there, man. I'm not holding a huge place in his head. I come up in all his live streams in some way or another. He calls me that Irish beta, I think, or something like that. But compared to Kate and Josh and Freeman and all these people, I'm just holding the door at this point. You know, he's got a lot of people in his head for sure. But I'm just honored
Which is
to be there.
fascinating because look at how many men have attacked him online in worse ways than Kate. Kate's just given her
Absolutely.
opinion and facts. And he
Absolutely.
hasn't bothered to file a bunch of harassment orders against them.
That's because he's just so intimidated by women. It's laughable. Run Chili Run for $5 says the reason he hates Kate is because he can't rattle her. That's it exactly. And like this wouldn't have been easy
I
for
think
Kate.
he has vagina envy. I think he sees a woman and he's like, man, I wish I was her.
Oh yeah, because this is the only way he's gonna get close to a vagina since he was born. I think is actually having his own. Like legit.
Hey, he had a girlfriend once. We heard a call from her.
We did hear a call from her that was totally legit. I dressed as her actually. Have you seen that video by
I
any
saw
chance?
it. I did.
I had to do it when I heard the call. I was like, "That's fake as shit. Where's my wig?" And I was like, "Let's do this. Like, I gotta fucking do this shit." But yeah, I mean, he's just comic relief at this point. It's quite funny. But like, you know, talking about not rattling Kate and everything, like that all said, and I know she's not easily rattled, but this couldn't have been an easy thing either. I mean, this was still a lot of stress and a lot of work, and you know, she had to turn
No,
up.
this was awful.
Of course, and she was just really sick recently, and
Yeah, normal people get sick when they're really stressed out because your body goes through the stress as well. So,
Exactly.
like, I knew that she was really stressed out when she started getting sick. I was like, oh. But,
Yeah.
she feels a little better today.
I bet.
My birthday's coming up, so I told her I want to try to get a room at the Millennium Tower where Chille stayed, so that we can celebrate my birthday in style.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Frank Perry for $2 says, team said he would pay his bail so he can fight. Yeah, I think I saw that. I think I saw that one. I'd love
A
to see
bunch
that
of
happen.
people offered to pay the bail if he just let himself go in for the warrant, and he was too much of a girl to do it.
Oh yeah, he's
Or I should say
terrified
that
of the
girl's
torture
stronger
cuffs.
than him.
Oh yeah, by a long shot. Like, I mean, I would pay his bail to see him go up there and fight. Jane Angel for $2 says, having a girlfriend doesn't mean you're having sex. That's true. I wouldn't know, but Chili definitely would.
Girlfriend in air quotes.
Yeah. I mean, if your girlfriend has a point on the body that you have to insert a tube to fill it with air, then I'm not sure it counts. And I don't think it counts as sex either. Just saying. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say
He seems
after
like
watching
the type that would
this.
sit on one of his hands till it goes numb so he could pretend someone else was beating him off.
Yeah, I actually, unfortunately, I can now see that, and I can't unsee that. I don't know, is therapy expensive here in the US, or do I have to wait till I go home to watch that from my end?
It depends on your insurance.
I may need Viagra after that comment because, yeah, if I have to see that every time, then I don't know what I'm going to do from here on in. There might not be any baby demons coming along anytime soon if Chili's got anything to do with it. If he's in my head in the new, now I'm definitely picturing it, and now so are the 800 of you watching
How do
it
you
right
think
now.
I feel? I've seen his penis. I want to die.
What?
The blackmail photos that he had in the restraining order included
I think all this.
in sexual situations.
Hold on a second. Whoa. Back up the incredibly small truck here. I think this all came out the other day, right? Is that right?
We haven't released any of the documents on it, but we started talking about it recently.
So hold on a second. So you saw his old boy.
Yes, I did. Sadly, I need therapy.
So there is one. So there actually is. There is.
Yes, he does physically possess a penis. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry
And
for
it's his.
the
Like
rest of humanity.
like he had it since the get go. Like it's not.
Yeah,
in
it
addition.
seems like
Oh.
it was not a
Lord.
prosthetic.
So I've so many questions that my brain cannot keep up with my own brain at this point. So how did this happen? I need to know more.
He was blackmailing
I'll be right back.
someone with sexual images that he was also in.
Are you fucking serious?
So
Yes,
that's
I'm
like
sadly very serious.
that's revenge porn, basically.
Yeah, basically, this was quite a bit ago, so.
What's the
I don't think
context
it's
of it?
well for it.
Obviously, without giving away too much or names or anything, but what's the context of it? Well, as much as you can say. I mean, I don't want to obviously drag out anything that doesn't need to be said or whatever.
It, I believe, was a former girlfriend. I'm not going to say too much.
Yeah,
because
no.
That poor woman's been through enough.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But even just knowing about the story is quite something. As somebody asked me, did I have to go off screen
I didn't
too?
want to believe it, and then when Kate was like, "Do you want to actually see the pictures?" I was like, "Oh my god!" The emails he was sending were, oh my god, so insane.
That is terrifying. Somebody just asked me if I went off screen to get sick in a bucket. No, my penis retracted itself right up into my lower chest when I realized that there was a picture floating around of his one-eyed snake. That's terrifying. That's
it ruined
terrifying.
my life. You know, I've really been considering becoming a lesbian since. I've been soul searching because of it.
I mean, I can see that. Like, I'm kind of considering that now myself, to be honest. It's kind of like, it feels like, yeah, I mean, it feels like maybe it's an option somehow. Let me just grab these super chats before I lose them. Jack says, Demo, you're only 64 miles, 1 hour and 9 minutes from the famous Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. I might have to check that out. We'll see what way it goes. Frank Perry for $5.
I'll be like, oh, I'll get a drink, and then I take 2 sips, I turn red like a cherry tomato, and then I just giggle a lot, and I don't even finish the drink. So
that sounds like a lot of fun.
That would probably kill me.
Like me and tequila have a difficult past. My mom kicked me out of Christmas. Myself and my brother got kicked out of Christmas because they had just got back from Mexico, and my mom brought us a bottle of tequila each, and at maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, myself and my brother decided to race each other to see who could down the tequila the fastest. And I both won and lost, I suppose. And we were wasted at all the way up until Christmas dinner. My mom was like, you two need to leave and fucking sober up and come back. Totally worth it. Chille's blow up doll for $5 says it was like being stung by a really tiny, tiny mosquito that you couldn't see.
No comment. I have no comment. Please don't remind me of this penis. I will unalive myself.
I see. I really don't want to see it.
They just brought me into this to traumatize. Like, that's all it was. This was all a ploy to fuck up my mental state.
That seems reasonable enough, though. Like, I mean, you gotta, like, when you have to see a horror like that, you gotta have some enjoyment out of it. Some random name for $2 says, from Power Ranger to revenge porn seems legit. Yeah, you know the whole thing. Oh, wait, we got Chille's blow up doll again for $5 says, but fortunately, it was over in about 3 seconds. Shiz, what say you?
No, I say nothing. I plead insanity.
For all of our sanity, I think it's probably pleading the fifth on that is probably
I don't want to harm you.
Yeah, I kind of like it's this weird situation, we'll call it. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Situation. It's this weird situation where I'm kind of like, well, now I have this mental image, right? And he's probably loving the idea of this right now, but because for whatever reason, people started bringing up Chille's old boy, now I have this image that I cannot get out of my head. And it's like, I know, it's kind of like when you get a song stuck in your head and you have to play the song and hear it to get it out of your head.
Yourself.
Exactly. So it's almost like you have to see it, but I also don't want that either. Somebody said Ron Jeremy, look out. It's like literally the opposite of Ron Jeremy is what I'm guessing. I'm
not making any comments from the size of his member, but I will say it was very red. It was very irritated. It seemed like it didn't want to be there.
Oh no! Now the image just got worse.
You just ruined your whole life.
And more vivid. Like I'm just realizing how red I look right now because I was walking around in the sun like an idiot yesterday. So like, is it me
now
red?
You're a chili penis.
Is it like? Oh God, please don't say that because now I know somebody's gonna come in the side chat with the name Irish Demon Chili Penis or some random shit like that.
His little red rocket.
Like a little chihuahua.
Like a dog dick.
Oh, Jesus. What have we become? Maybe the dog shit on the door was his own then.
Probably. I think it was Charlie's, and he's just fucking trying to do anything he can.
That's I know you guys were talking about that. I think it was on the last stream where, like, it probably was a case that he just leaves his dog shit everywhere, and people are pissed off, and then just decided to, you know, put the dog shit on his door. Like that's very likely. I mean, we all know the story's bullshit anyway, but if we're splitting hairs, like it's probably something along those lines. We had this as well with another guy that we used to cover. This guy had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and now he gets like 14 views on his videos. We fucking destroyed this guy because he was a complete scammer and a piece of shit, robbing from people, like straight up just stealing from people, as in their homes, taking their computers and shit. And we destroyed this fucking guy, and there was videos of him all the time just leaving his big old dog shit on the floor. And his dog was a vegan, and so was he. It was bizarre. It was fucking bizarre.
Wait, his dog is a vegan?
Yeah,
that is like against the laws of fucking nature.
Yeah, he forced his dog to be vegan. He said his dog chooses whatever it was that he was feeding his fucking poor little emaciated.
I would have been sliding that dog meat
every time I saw it. The worst thing about it is, like, I've got 2 little chihuahuas, right? They don't need a huge amount of food, and you know, they eat, like, I feed my dogs, my dogs eat better than me, for fuck's sake. Like, they eat a mixture of, like, veggies and fish and, like, chicken liver, and then they have their hard food as well. And because, you know, chihuahuas are delicate, you gotta give them the right shit. His dog was a bloodhound, a fucking vegan bloodhound. Like, that's like my little man.
That's more of an abomination than the fact that Chille has a penis.
Exactly. Thank you. It's like my little male chihuahua. He's like a little lamb. He's a sweetheart. His favorite food in the world, watermelon. That's it. He loves watermelon, but he still needs like proper food, right? But actually feeding your dog a vegan diet, especially when that dog's whole purpose in life is to be a hunter, to hunt other fucking animals to eat, and then you make it a vegan, it's like, dude, that's so not good.
That's like trying to make Chille straight or normal.
Yeah, I what do you think about the whole closet thing? Do you think I think he's, I don't know that I don't think he's gay.
So my guess is Chille has some sort of childhood trauma. That's why when he talks about anatomy, he uses very childlike terms. I think he has issues with women because even the video of the confrontation with the neighbor, his mother was really overbearing. And then when he was going, you're going to make me hurt myself. So she was already displacing blame onto him.
Exactly.
Which seems like it would be habitual. And he seemed really... he seemed really put off in his interactions with his mother. So I'm going to guess this is like a lifelong issue that we're just now seeing displayed on.
Yeah. It's funny you mention that because when we were watching one of the streams one night, my partner Jen, she's big into psychology and she studied psychology and stuff like that. And she was saying that she said the exact same thing about potentially, and I'm not making any claims here or anything, but that there was potential for some kind of a childhood sexual trauma, which is terrible. And I mean, I don't care how fucking bad the guy is. You know, been there, done that, saw it a million times in court.
Trauma is terrible if you don't deal with it. If you're going into your 50s and you still have a repressed trauma from your childhood, it's way past time to deal with it so that you can go on and live your life.
Agreed. Absolutely. Like, I've seen the horrors of it. I've been there, done that, seen it a million times in court as well. It has to be dealt with. And if that is the case for him, then I feel really genuinely bad for him. I hate to think that somebody would be dealing with that late in their life, but taking it out on people in the way he is atrocious. Now, my phone is about to die, so I'm gonna have to get out of here real quick because my iPad's almost dead and my phone is like on 4%. So I've got to get out of here. Oh no, my pleasure.
Sorry
Thank
I traumatized
you. I accept your apology, but it's not going to fix anything. So I will be suing you. Okay. And you can pay in appetizers and tequila. So that's good enough.
Okay, that works.
So what we'll do, folks, we're going to get out of here and we'll have a chat maybe in the next day or two about, let's see if we can get Kate that belt. I think of everybody in the world right now, she deserves that more than anyone. So thank you all so much for joining me. Shiz, thank you so much. And I'm sure we'll catch up soon. Are you guys doing any live streams coming up or?
We're going to be tonight going over all of the
fucking great. What time is that going to be at?
We were going to try to do a little earlier for our overseas friends because I know they got upset that we go live late, but children, so between 8 and 9,
cool.
I'm going to talk to Kate in a little bit and we'll put it up.
Wicked. Just yeah, let me know. I'll be around anyway, so I'll definitely be listening in, and I'll be chilling out here at the Crack Motel. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing you guys take on everything, and we'll catch you soon.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Well, there you go. The wonderful Shiz giving us the insight. Oh, she's awesome, man. She's such a lovely lady. I want to thank you all so much indeed for the super chats, for the support. And yeah, as I say, my phone could die at any second. So if you lose me, I'm sorry. I definitely missed the last few super chats, and I do apologize for that. Do remind me in the next one, and I'll see if I can get back to those, because I do hate missing them. Thank you so much, Shiz. And yeah, your last name, I'm obviously not going to say it. That is the most Irish name I've ever heard. Arguably, yeah. Anyway. Okay, fine. I'll tell everybody. It's Mickey Rourke. All right. Faux Shiz is Mickey Rourke. You heard it here first. Now you know where to send the documents. Chill. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much. I actually really had a great time here. Thank you so much for all the support, super chats, all that good shit. Support me while I'm here. If you want to grab one of these special edition Irish Demon Fight Night t-shirts, they're only going to be available for another couple of days. There's also a mug, and I'll be trying to get the pint glass sorted today, but I broke my laptop, so I have to start from scratch. But anyway, thank you all so much, and we'll catch you